Do you like wrestling trivia? Then check out the 5-star match game, the Pro Wrestling Quiz Show. I'm Joe Gagney, and every episode, I grill 3 contestants with 5 rounds of power-packed wrestling trivia. We have over 30 evergreen episodes in the archives covering WWE, AEW, Japan, Mexico, and much, 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 much more. Play along at home and check it out today.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Here we go! Kiss me like a love song. So that mama call me. Whoa, whoa, 君へ片思い。恋が走り出したら。
You're listening to the Emerald Flow Show on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network.
Welcome to episode 87 of the Emerald Flow Show. We're a podcast on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network, and you can follow us on X and Blue Sky, and you can listen to us on all of your favorite podcast apps, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts if you're able to. And you can also, if you're feeling generous, donate to the show at voicesofwrestling.com/donate. I'm Gerard, back with Paul. And Paul, I was like, okay, I'm going to make the run sheet last night. And then this run sheet became way longer than I thought because I can't see how much happened while we were gone.
Yeah, it's 7 pages long, actually.
I know. It's going to be a long one. But unlike some weeks, we also have, going into our episode, we have an episode title. Which is
yeah. Oh yeah. Normally we just kind of figured out like sometime after, but in this case, like it's a very, very easy one.
Yes, and you can all see what it is. And I will just give a quick plug before recording this. I'm recording later today with Jesse Collins on the Gentleman's Wrestling Podcast, and we're going to be talking about New Japan. So that's probably going to come out the same time as this episode or close to it. So if you want to hear me rant about New Japan, and I have a lot to say, you can tune in to that and look forward to that. But
Actually, I will quick. I also have a quick plug if we're doing that right now, because I'm going to be recording on the weekend back on the Wrestling Omakase for the half-year awards, where I will probably also rant about New Japan for some time.
Well, it's funny. I will rant about New Japan, but I have some not so negative takes as well. It's not going to all doom and gloom either.
Oh yeah, they won't be my worst promotion of the half year. I have a different vote for that, which I think is rather obvious too. If you follow which promotion we sometimes covered on the show and have not covered at all in the slightest over the last 6 months.
So we go from talking about Japan's largest wrestling company to one of its smallest, or maybe the cockroach of Japanese wrestling. Let's start with Big Japan.
Yeah, let's go.
Ikkitousen Strong Climb Finals 2025 in front of a mere 404 fans.
Yeah.
Paul,
I remember when I started watching the show, I just messaged you and I was like, oh my God, this building is so empty.
Were there 404 people even?
No, I don't think so. Like that, I mean, maybe there were more people on the bleachers.
Yeah.
Right? Like that you couldn't see on the hard cam. But like what you could see, they definitely did not like 400 people. That
Well,
looked like 300, 200.
So we watched the core version, but this is also airing on Samurai TY 4th or 5th, which I assume is going to be a multicam setup.
Yeah, because Big Japan can't afford cameras anymore.
So I'm going to go through this show pretty quick because the undercard was whatever. Actually, not as bad as I thought, but it's not much. But we'll start off with Yuya Aoki defeating Koshiro Asakura in 509 with the Ketsugiri chop. Okay, so this is the first time I have seen the rookie Asakura.
Mhm.
But let's start with the fact that I haven't watched Big Japan in so long that I didn't know that Aoki ditched the blue for red.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't actually know how long he's been doing that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah.
But quick thoughts on Asakura. A little awkward, but he definitely has potential, and he checks all of my boxes in terms of just being like a bigger guy that hits hard.
Yeah, I'm kind of in between where I'm like, I kind of like Big Japan. I don't want them to die. On the other hand, I also wouldn't be against, like a Ryuki Honda situation where he just goes somewhere else.
Yes,
Because I think like he could fit in like really like Noah or All Japan. I think he would fit in with both of them.
easily. It would easily fit in both of them, no question at all. Perfect fit for both. Yeah. Although it's interesting, did you hear? Oh, we'll talk about this later, but I don't know. Maybe there's too much room. He would be too competitive for him and Noah. I think.
Actually, Noah's actually getting kind of stacked at the moment. Yeah.
And I hear that they've got a lot of people in their dojo, apparently, allegedly.
Yeah, there's like 4 people in there apparently.
Yeah. So who knows?
Whereas All Japan, I don't know how much we want to talk.
They got
talk
one
about
guy
Nagao.
ringside.
Yeah.
Oh, we will. They've got that one guy at ringside that I'm pretty sure is a trainee.
Yeah. But then they had the other guy that was supposed to debut with Nagao who got the concussion. Yeah. And then it's uncertain if Nagao will come back or not because that seems very serious actually.
Yes, we'll get to that when we get to All Japan. Yeah. But a nice little opener, 5 minutes in and out, and so keep your eye on Asakura.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably all this company has got going for them right now.
Yeah, especially because of something we'll talk about a little later as well.
Yeah. So Abdullah Kobayashi and Astronauts defeated Masaya Takahashi, Kazumi Kikuta, and Mari Hana in 519 with a cross arm breaker from Kobayashi on Hana. Honestly, perfectly fine for 5 minutes because it was endearing little odd couple 6-man team of Astronauts and Kobayashi.
Yeah.
And now then we had Yasufumi Nakanue, Ryota Hama, and Alpantera Jr. Defeating Hideyoshi Kamatani, Hiroyuki Suzuki, and Sangre Azteca Jr. in 909 with a lariat from Nakanue on Azteca. Okay, so first thing I noticed is I think that Nakanue's new tights, which I had not seen before this, are pretty sweet with the blue and the tigers on them.
Oh yeah, they're very cool. I mean, he's one of those guys where I'm like, he's always been solid as fuck.
Yeah, he had when he finally got that strong title ready, it was a nice little strong. It was a nice little run.
Also, just thinking about it, that has to have been one of the most longest running tag teams, right? In wrestling in general, like him and Hama. They've been together for 7 years at this point?
Oh God, yeah, I think it has been that long. Well, when did Nakanue end up in Big Japan?
Around 2018, I want to say.
Yeah, so 7 years, I think. So again, perfunctory little tag team match. I thought Nakanue looked strong. I'd never seen these two lucha guys though. That was interesting.
Oh yeah, no, same. I think they're very low level.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sub IWRG.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, it's whatever Big Japan can afford.
Yeah. And what I thought was probably maybe the best match on the undercard, we had Kosuke Sato, Tetsuhiko Yoshino, and Kazumasa Yoshida defeating Kaiji Tomato, Jacob Crane, and Kota Sekafuda in 7-11 with the tombstone pile driver from Yoshida on Sekafuda. And since we were talking about all these wrestlers that look different since the last time I saw them, Sekafuda's dialed back his look, shall we say.
Yeah, it's not quite as wild as it was anymore. Yeah, definitely.
It's pretty kind of plain considering the neon orange and neon green that he used to rock.
And he's like another guy that has gone like freelance recently.
Oh, he has.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I saw an announcement that he went freelance. Yeah.
Okay. So I enjoyed this. Everybody in here is actually. I like Yoshida, and I like Sato, who's one of those underrated guys in the Big Japan mid card, who I think will never get his due.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
And then so we had the Big Japan Tag Team Title decision match because the previous champion Dale Patricks and Madman Pondo, Pondo had to vacate the title.
I can't believe they really started building their promotion about Madman Pondo like 2025. It's such a like insane thing.
And so Ryuji Ito and Kankuro Hoshino defeated. I mean, you're still building your titles around Ryuji Ito in 2025.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
be
also not
honest.
great.
Ryuji Ito and Kankuro Hoshino defeated Akira and Dale Patricks. That's Akira of MLW fame, or recently departed MLW fame, in 12:32 with the diving senton with concrete blocks from Hoshino on Patricks. I don't know. I mean, this wasn't a very good death match, or it wasn't so much a death match as a plunder match.
Yeah, I actually kind of because when I looked at it, I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to be any good. I have to say it actually kind of exceeded my expectations a little bit. I actually enjoyed this, but yeah, for me it was also very noticeable that, like, again, Big Japan was always like the deathmatch promotion, and I think the lack of money is it's very apparent in like the lack of like stuff they can afford to like use here, right?
Well, that's the problem with this thing. The deathmatch division is dragging this company down because it's full of all these old guys that can barely move.
Yeah, I mean that's really what killed them. It's like when they fucked up the transition from like Takeda to Takahashi.
And they moved Kamitani into the deathmatch division, even though he was like, there was a time when Kamitani, I would argue, was one of the 20 best wrestlers in the world.
Oh yeah, when he was like coming up, when he was coming up, like with like Sekimoto and Okabayashi, he had some amazing matches.
His match against Ishikawa.
Yeah. No, that was great too. And then they were like, we need somebody in a deathmatch division. Let's just move you in there.
This is, how they sort of ended up where they are now.
Yeah.
So the semi-main event for the Big Japan Strong Heavyweight Championship, Daichi Hashimoto defeated Toa Iwasaki in 15:52 with the Rising DDT to make his first defense of the title. Okay, I'll start off. That DDT that Daichi used to win looked pretty, but I thought that this was good, but pretty dry. I had been like, this Toa Iwasaki, he had some potential in, was 0-1. I think he started.
Yeah.
And he left and did the burst. He's close to Kohei Sato. He's pretty dry, though. I'm sorry. Like, I thought that it was just like average wrestling here. I thought Hashimoto was better than he was in this match. And I'll give Hashimoto, I mean, people had noted that Daichi had gotten better. And I think resting Daichi, giving minimal effort is a lot better than he was minimal effort Daichi 6 years ago. So I'll give him that. But I went
his floor has risen.
His floor has risen. But I will give this 3.25. This is a little dry. What can I say?
Yeah, I think Toa Iwasaki as a wrestler, I think is best described like he's hardtack, right? Like he will nourish you, like he will give you wrestling, but it will not like excite you in any way. So like I don't think he's like offensive or anything, like bad or anything like that. He just is incredibly solid. He has like no charisma. I think that's really what hurts it as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's why no other companies have really given him a chance.
Yeah, exactly. Because otherwise you'd be like, you know what? He's like a guy we can plug into a mid-card like a Harutoki, right?
Well, let me put it this way. Why does Rising Hayato, or not Rising Hayato, Hayato Tamura have a job? Great. Whatever you want to say about great. And Toa Iwasaki is running his burst in Fukuoka.
Yeah, exactly. Because Tamura actually has like charisma and everything, and Toa Iwasaki just has like
examples of young guys that left 0-1 that have type thing, I guess.
Yeah. No, so I was like, I'm kind of with you there as well with the match, where like I'm quite honest, I'm kind of struggling to remember a lot of it. Like I remember it being incredibly solid, but like it just kind of flowed past me essentially.
Yeah. And that was probably the perfect length because I don't think he would have gone longer.
Oh yeah, then I probably would have had issues with the match, and I probably would have been like, okay, can we end this now? And in this case, it just kind of like just DDT, ding, ding, ding. I was like, oh, the match's over. Well, okay, that was nice.
Yeah. So, and then finally in the main event, the Strong Climb 2025 final, Leighton Buzzard defeated So Daimonji in 21-26 with the Firebird Splash. And this match was, I'm not saying this was a match of the year, but it was definitely far above anything else on this show.
Oh, for sure.
It was very good. We have been, when we watched Great, we were very high on Daimonji, and I still am very high on Daimonji. He's a great wrestler. It's my first time seeing Buzzard. I get why that he had some buzz, and he still managed to, no pun intended, and still had managed to generate some buzz despite being in Big Japan. Yeah, I mean, it was just really solid stuff. I thought both guys worked hard. Daimonji's got that rough ass style. Buzzard, I mean, he sold the leg pretty well, even if he decided to then forget about it later in the match. But I'm not so big on that type thing. And at times they sort of wanted to give it a more of a gritty fight feel, and that worked. But Buzzard can also fly a bit and everything like that. And so he won the Firebird Splash. So I'm going to go like three quarters to like 4 stars kind of range, right? Just very solid. It obviously stands out on a show like this, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, this was by far the best match on the show. Like, I would go 4 on this. Like, it was hard hitting. Like, it was very like reminiscent of like, like the classic like Big Japan like strong style matches, right? Like, it's just two big dudes just kind of like standing up to each other and just kind of hitting each other like really hard. Like some of those lariats were like pretty heavy and everything. Yes. So I think like it's exact, like both men knew exactly what they had to deliver here, like what the people expected, and they did that. I was a little bit surprised with Leighton Buzzard winning. I actually kind of went in and was like, oh, I guess maybe like, or rather not. Well, I was spoiled when I watched it, but basically like before the match happened, I was like, oh, I guess I would have said like So Daimonji as like the favorite, but I mean, hey, why not? Like with Leighton Buzzard, you might as well like give him a bit of a push, see what happens. Like, I think Big Japan is very, very deep into the phase of like, let's just like throw shit against the wall and hope anything sticks. Maybe it's Leighton Buzzard, who knows?
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like either Buzzard wins or Daichi retains, and then Buzzard like runs back off to. He's from the UK, right?
Yeah, he's from the UK.
Yeah.
He actually had like a few matches with Jack Morris actually before, but either of them became like famous.
Buzzard's good. Look, Buzzard is good enough that like Noah or All Japan should just poach him.
Yeah, if you can do. Yeah, I mean, especially because there's no real like stigma around that for foreigners, right?
Yeah, it's so less of a stigma. Well, Paul, I mean, this company might actually be swirling the drain, but I am to say this. I will never, ever, no matter how bleak it looks, ever say and go on and go on the record and say Big Japan will be dead in 6 months, because
no,
it very well may not be.
I mean, I was just talking with John about it, because we're like planning for like going to like shows when we're in Japan, right? And I was like, should probably like make sure to go to a Big Japan show just in case, because I know that they're a cockroach, but like with Daisuke Sekimoto like now becoming a freelance as well, and them having lost.
We need to talk about.
Yeah, them having lost Takuya Nomura earlier as well. Like that's like a good chunk of their income, because a good chunk of their income was from like renting those two out, and that's gone now. So that's.
I mean, presumably the fee to use Sekimoto exceeded what they were paying Sekimoto, right?
Yes, that's probably also the reason why he decided to go, fuck this, I'm out after he got injured.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm wrestling in front of like 100 people, and it's not worth it for me to get injured here when I can just make more money as a freelancer.
So what do you think? The question is, who? I guess, Sekimoto will continue to work Big Japan.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, he probably will. At least he's not going to work those, like, I'd be curious if he's still going to work those Shinkiba shows.
No, probably not.
Large tour that they do. But, I mean, what do you expect to see Sekimoto? Is Noah going to use him? I mean, presumably All Japan would, but I don't know.
All Japan, I could definitely see. Noah, I mean, what spot would he even take in Noah, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be the thing.
Spot. But I feel like the spot on Monday Magic that he'd be in is already taken by Shuji.
Yeah, and like we're like a cult, like that's also a while off until like we get the next season. Like we just finished the season of that.
Yeah.
I think All Japan, I think is like an obvious like place for him to go.
I hope so. They need him.
Yeah, definitely. I
mean,
would really want to see him versus like, well, really anybody. 'Cause it's been a while since they've really
Honda,
used him. So actually, it's all like
Anzai.
fresh matches. Yeah.
Yeah, Honda or Anzai. Those would be.
I would be
really-
curious what he could do with like Ray or June actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was that Hideki and Sakamoto tag match against the Saitos. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's true.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually. It turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah.
In part because everyone was just beating the shit out of each other, which is the way you got to go with the Saitos.
No, I mean like and I mean that would be like obviously he has contacts there anyway, but like obviously Hideki being some sort of position of power, I guess, probably helps too. So I if gun to my head, like I think we're going to see him pop up a lot more in All Japan going forward.
Yep. I hope. I mean, the question is when he returns from his injury, like, is he going to be missing yet another step?
Yeah, I mean it really
No.
depends how bad that injury actually is.
Yeah.
But then, then so just for quick, while we're on that topic of Big Japan in general. So, do we think we just have to call it and say that Okabayashi is retired?
Yes.
Was that
Consider
still
how
too
much
early
weight
to
he's
say?
lost too?
Yeah, that's really the thing, you know.
No, we're 2 years into this now, aren't we? Or we're 1 year?
No, it's only like a
Two.
year. I think it's a year.
No, it's we're
Really?
2 years.
God, time fucking flies. Wait, it really
I
has been 2
know.
years.
Because I'm pretty sure that match that they did with remember the Violent Giants sort of farewell
Yeah.
match? Oh wait,
No, it's been a
You're right.
year and a bit. It was 2024.
why did I think it was longer?
Because the match in All Japan that one is 2 years ago, and then he actually
Okay.
only had like 7 matches after that. What the fuck?
Wait,
Oh, he got in. Oh, right, he got injured. I forgot. Yeah, he got injured, and then
no, okay, so his last match was in June 30th.
wait, then
Against
didn't
Takuho
cage
Kudo,
match
and then-
identifies.
Yeah,
Oh,
is this an air or
yeah,
was he
yeah, yeah. They probably was somebody else doing the Shining Tiger Big Body.
Oh, or it was him, and he.
I also love that
Yeah.
still after all of these years, even whoever is doing Big Japan now has not been able to figure out who Harbor Future Kaiser is. Because that was
Who's
like
Harbor
the bane
Future?
of.
You know who?
I don't know. I was trying to figure that out while I was doing Big Japan for Cage Match. I never could figure out who that actually was. It's still bothering me. I'm gonna go to a Big Japan show where he's on somehow, and I'm gonna like, I don't know, run in and rip the mask off.
So anyway, long story short, I signed up. I was like, I'm gonna watch the Fire Festival finals. I want to see these two guys in action. I want to see Buzzard and I like Daimaji. So I paid my 888 yen, and I'll keep it a couple of months to see what happens, Paul.
I mean, I actually had the like Big Japan like YouTube membership for a bit at the beginning of the year.
How much is that?
But it's about the same. I think it's actually more because I think it's like €9.
Do you get more?
No, you get less.
Oh, okay. Well, then
You get like one live stream. That's also why I got rid of it, because you get like one live stream show a month. Like you don't even get all of the ones that get like put up on Core. But they do upload the archive stats, just less live shows. That's the.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say I looked at Core and it's pretty up to date. Like it has all the shows from May in the Fire Festival.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll give it a couple months. I'll watch Buzzard versus Daichi. You know.
Which, to be fair, I mean that actually has a chance to be good because again, Daichi with the right opponent, you know.
Yeah. And Buzzard will want to make a splash whether he's winning or not in that.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
So, I don't know. I mean, there's some really great underrated guys in this company that never going to get their due, like Yuya Aoki and Kosuke Sato.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I want to see this Koshira Sakura, but like, I don't know. It's not as bad as I thought. It's a little dry, but some of that deathmatch stuff, given who's left in that deathmatch division, I might just fast forward.
Yeah, that one is it's a shame. I used to love that division. It's so bad
who is
now.
the deathmatch champion right now? I don't even know. Oh, it's Akira.
It's Akira now. Yeah, because I know Kamitani was the double champion for a while.
Yeah, which is awesome.
He had both the strong and the deathmatch title.
Yeah, Akira won the deathmatch title on March 29th of this year.
Yeah. Has he defended it
Oh,
since?
Yuki Ishikawa retired, right?
Yeah, not that Yuki Ishikawa retired.
No,
I think last year.
Deathmatch Ishikawa, Yuki Ishikawa.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's rough out there, eh?
Yeah, and he was a young. That's the other thing. The young deathmatch guys keep retiring or leaving.
Yeah,
the promotion.
So they keep going back. Because I feel like at one point people were really hyping up Ishikawa as this is our guy.
Yeah. And then he was gone. To me, the guy that actually I was why didn't they ever push him? Was why am I blanking on his name now? Kind of he's undersized deathmatch guy. He's with freedoms now.
Ishikawa is really small. Toru Segura.
Yeah, Segura.
Yeah.
And then they just never really did anything with him really for some reason. They just kind of kept him as an underneath that. He had that really sick freeway match. It was him, Yuki Ishikawa and Abdullah Kobayashi during the pandemic, where they did this freeway death match in the Big Japan dojo, and he got cut. He got a cut on his arm, and then he won the match and just as his victory celebration, just drank his own blood coming out of his own arm.
Yeah.
How can you not make that your top deathmatch guy? How can you not even attempt to push this guy? It's insane. Promotion this really killed them. It's the fact that they fucked up their deathmatch division so bad.
I also remember.
Oh no, sorry, it was Sakuda, not Segura. Sakuda.
Yeah, and they they've had a couple of young guys retire too. Remember Takuho Kato?
Yeah.
And Akira Hyoto?
Yeah.
Both sort of short and beefy guys. I even wrote way back in. I have it in front of me. On this thing came up. We did this thing during the pandemic where we're let's talk about a bunch of young Japanese wrestlers. So July 15, 2020, I wrote Akira Hyoto that he was a huge hope for Big Japan's sort of stale, strong division.
And then he retires.
He retired 2 years later.
Yeah, I mean that's really the Big Japan story, kind of in a way.
The thing is, if I feel you're a young wrestler, you get into Big Japan dojo. Mm-hmm. There's obviously limits to where you're going to go, and you might have, do you think companies are still this got the Big Japan stink on them? Because the number of guys that can cross over is very small. Kobayashi are the only exceptions where they'll get bigger quote unquote promotions.
Yeah, because really the only place for the deathmatch guys to go is freedoms.
Yeah.
There's really no other place for them to go. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. All Japan will book Abdullah Kobayashi.
Well, would you count Yuko Miyamoto? Well, he's not really a Big Japan guy.
He's not really. Yeah. I don't count him at Kodaka.
But I think I have a bit of a controversial question for you. Yeah. Who has the better dojo, Big Japan or Noah?
The gap is not as big as you might think, given the company size.
Yeah.
I have to say, let's be honest, for a company of its size, Noah's had a lot of flameouts.
Yes, that's their big problem.
Harassment and abuse of its dojo trainees. Let's be honest. I shouldn't laugh at that, but it's true, right?
It's literally the story of Team 2000X, basically. Despite they turn it into a story now, where it's probably no longer true. Hopefully,
that in part has played a role of why Noah could not sustain itself after its first 6-7 years of high level business. Yeah. Right. As we celebrate the 25th anniversary of Noah, actually. Right. Look, the last couple of trainees have been pretty good. Even the sort of canceled wrestlers, and you know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, those two. Yeah.
Okada and Yano were pretty good.
Yeah.
Ozawa, great. Urashima, obviously. Well, that's Timon Honda. Man, Honda should be training more.
Yeah. Owada.
And then Owada-san, yeah. I mean, it's pretty good. And if they've got I don't know. I've heard 6. You said 4. If they got a bunch of young guys in there in that dojo right now, well, we'll see. Let's give this next class a chance, and then I'll have an answer for you, Paul.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, because I feel the way things are right now, they might be moving into divergent directions. But I think for a while that they were very, very close, actually.
Oh,
which they really shouldn't have been, but they kind of were.
Paul, if you go back to 2010, when Noah's really starting to decline. I think Big Japan's dojo is better because you have guys like
Oh yeah.
Kami and Kamatani debuting at that time. And I think it was a year or two ago when I was on Alan 4L's podcast, we did a Yuji Okabayashi retrospective, and I watched like a 6-man strong tag that was like, I think, one of Kawakami's first earliest matches in his career. It was an incredible match, and he was like incredible right out of the again, another wrestler that also didn't quite live up to his potential. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah. And
But-
now he's the anti GLE monster.
Fire Kawakami or whatever the hell. Is
I was so excited when like Great bought out like his contract because Big Japan had also already wasted him for years. To something I actually ranted about in like a preview for like a Big Japan Sumo Hall show about how I was like, they're wasting like Kawakami's career. He has so much potential. And I was like, oh man, he's going somewhere else. Maybe they're going to finally use him. And then they kind of pushed him early on. And then,
well, I
basically doing the same he was before.
I haven't been watching Great since it went behind a paywall, but I feel like Kawakami's effort level like started to decline the longer he was in Great.
Yes, I mean that's just everybody that's in that promotion. But hey, he's still only 36, so technically, could still go somewhere else.
I'm sure he could
have a
still
career.
be good I'm sure he could still be good if he wanted to, but I don't blame him for
Oh no, absolutely.
The goofy ass gimmick.
Yeah, it's doing magic or whatever they're fucking doing. Like,
so
I hate that promotion so much.
I know. Okay, so Big Japan back of the rotation.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think if we can make that basically if we can just if we can make talking about Big Japan our excuse to watch more Big Japan, I think that's a good idea.
Now, I'm not watching any of these Yokohama street fights or shows in front of 89 people, okay?
That's fair.
So we move on to Pro Wrestling Noah, and we'll start off with Yoshiki Inamura might be getting a NXT title shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he came out and he challenged he made a challenge to like the current champion, which I think Obafemi, right, is the champion right now.
That is Obafemi, who I voted for on the 30 for 30.
Oh, fair enough. But he was like laid out by someone else. I know, like I just kind of saw that from like social media posts. Yeah. So it looks like that he's gonna have like a number one contenders match, and then if he wins that, then he gets a shot against Obafemi, which unfortunately means I will have to watch WWE if that happens.
We talked before we went on the show. We're like, well, we're gonna watch it if it happens. Although the thing is, I don't know where this is going because Jasper Troy. I looked into this. Jasper Troy had just challenged Femi for the title and lost like a month or two. So I don't know if they're building this for like a storyline between those two, or this is like just a win to give Inamura on his way to getting the title shot. I hope he gets the title shot.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know it's a mistake to try and apply logic to WWE's booking, right? Like, I acknowledge that that's a mistake. However, I like if they actually do that, where it's like Inamura beats like the guy that had like the last title challenge. Like that is actually like a nice, like logical way of establishing him as a challenger.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't hate that idea. It's just that it's WWE. So again, as you're saying, they might also just do this to like throw this guy like back into another title challenge right away, which I always think is just the dumbest fucking thing is to just do like back-to-back title challenges of the same person. Like it's stupid.
Yeah. So watch for that. So we'll get up to Noah. A lot of Noah has happened.
A lot of Noah, actually.
Every minute of it. But we'll start on the 7th of June at Yokohama Radiant Hall in front of 302 fans, which is basically their Shinkiba.
Yeah.
To put it in comparison.
They never run there.
I only watched the top 2 matches from the show, which was Owada-san defeating Daiki Otoshima in 10-22 with the T-bone suplex. This was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. I wish that Otoshima was just a little taller.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
he could be a main event.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he'll never will be.
Man, if he was 5'8", he could be a main eventer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You got to give him like I don't know.
He was
like
Keno's
growth hormones they gave like Messi. But I think that might be too late at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if he was even just Keno's size.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
question,
exactly.
better.
Like Nakajima size or whatever. Like
Nakajima
he
size.
absolutely can push him.
He could be, God, he could be his man.
Yeah.
Might be my favorite rookie to watch in all of wrestling. Obviously,
But at the very least, it means we'll have somebody that will take over as junior ace. So at least we have that. Like,
well, you never know because it seems like all of the other junior aces never.
yeah, well, maybe this one will stick.
Right. I mean, I thought Amaska was going to be the junior ace, but that didn't stick either, right? Junta's still sort of spinning his wheel. We've talked about that before, but
yeah. I mean, to be fair with Amaxa, I think age plays a factor with that one at the very least.
Yeah, he's had a couple of injury fair.
Yeah.
So and then the main event was Ozawa and Takashi Sugiura debuting their mega powers of evil tag team, defeating Tetsuya Endo and Shuji Kondo in 11:20 with the Olympic Slam from Sugiura on Kondo. Solid main event, but it was just about their sort of first time teaming as the sort of the heel tag team. And then on the 8th at Takaoka Ekul. I don't know how you pronounce that. In front of 390 fans. Yeah. I watched Keno and Uka Sasaki defeating Gamaska and Junta Miyawaki in 9:12 with the PFS from Keno on Miyawaki. Lots of fun. Oh, I also watched the opener, which was Alpha Wolf defeating Kai Fujimura with a knee kick. Again, solid match. And then the main event, Masa Kitamiya and Kaito Kiyomiya defeating Naomichi Marufuji and Tetsuya Endo in 1918 with the diving senton from Kitamiya on Endo, which is a bit of a surprise finish. I did not expect that, but again, like a very solid match. But even though these four guys, if you put them in the main event of like Korakuen Hall, they could have an incredible tag match. You still have to like slightly dial back your expectations because this is a spot show.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, very good, but I can't say rush out and drop everything.
No, like there's only like there's a very hard limit on the like amount of effort you're gonna get in like Takaoka.
I think I gotta say though, from my opinion, and maybe someone you'll disagree or others will disagree, I think the All Japan guys put on more of an effort in a 6-man main event in a small spot show than the Noah guys do.
Yes, no, I will say that because it's probably also because like the financial like well-being of the promotion is a lot more dependent on it.
A lot more dependent on your like 350 person show, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we move to Monday Magic Primetime Season Episode 3. Shinjuku Face, we did not get an attendance for this one. We start off with Alpha Wolf defeating Saxon Huxley and Danny Duggan in 11:06 with the La Pesadilla from pinning Alpha Wolf on Duggan. I mean, a solid opener if you sort of think about what they were trying to go for and sort of the mess that this was.
I mean, Saxon Huxley did kind of stick out on it, though, I have to say.
Yes, of course. I like Duggan.
Yeah. I would have rather had a singles match between Wolf and Duggan.
Yeah. Then Great Sakuya and Miyuki Takase defeating Johnny Robbie and Amira in 10:22 with a Getsumin Subaku from Sakuya on Amira. It was fine. I would say this was one of the weaker Joshi matches, though, on Monday Magic. We'll get into some other one.
Yeah, I will say that I think the Joshi matches all have been like pretty good actually this season. Yeah, and this one kind of stuck out where it just wasn't on that same level.
Yeah, and I'm higher on. Again, Riko Kawahata is a great wrestler. I was very down on the Great Sakuya gimmick at first, but she's doing much better. Then Titus Alexander, Robert Martyr, and Ryan Clancy defeated Masa Kitamiya, Shuji Kondo, and Daiki Odashima in 15:37 with a drop kick from Clancy on Odashima. Another solid match, I thought. And it got a good amount of time for this show.
Yeah, I mean, it was very solid. I was kind of surprised that Clancy was the one that got the pin here. I would have expected Alexander to be the one. But like otherwise, not that much to say about it.
I think they like Clancy, and I like Clancy, so give him that opportunity, especially when it's Odashima getting pinned.
So, who of this crop of like guys that they've been like bringing in for these like Monday Magic shows, right?
Yeah.
Who of them do you think is going to be Indian one? Like obviously Titus is if he wants to, but do you think any of the other ones are going to make it?
Is Ryan Clancy big enough to be in the N1?
I mean, it's Noah. but I think he might be borderline.
I
I think Martyr
these
could
are all
absolutely
smaller
be
guys.
in there.
Martyr's small. I don't know. I mean, I hope Titus is.
Yeah.
And then next up, Kaito Kiyomiya defeating Archie Cole in 10-20 with the modified. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought Archie Cole was a little nondescript at first. He's really I've turned around my opinion on him real fast. He's pretty good. He has good potential.
Yeah. I also love Kaito's actually like really good at tormenting young boys, and which is what he did here.
Yes.
That's basically what Cole is, right? And I mean, it seems like Noah really loves him, right? I know that like they put up like another clip of like Nozawa like basically gushing over Archie Cole.
They
should
move into
they
the
really
dojo.
Want this guy. Yeah, like put this guy in the dojo. If he wants to, like absolutely like keep him there.
Yeah. And then Yohei and Hayata defeated Minoru Fujita and Ikuto Hidaka in 13-02 with the modified cradle from Hayata on Fujita. Okay, so I gotta start. Go back in time. Go back into like, I don't know, 2005, 2006. I just adored Minoru Fujita and Ikuto Hidaka. I think they might be one of my favorite tag teams of all time.
Okay, fair enough.
But at a certain point, Minoru Fujita
became Minoru Fujita as we know him today.
Yes. Ikuto Hidaka is still great though.
Yes.
However, Minoru Fujita could still kind of work when he tries. Remember when he was on the baddie fighting detective show?
Yeah. And he's had some good matches on like Gato, like Choco Pro as well.
He just annoys me like 90% of the time these days. Although I thought this was actually kind of passable and it was a nice little nostalgia trip for me. What can I say?
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of afraid when I was like, oh God, it's going to be Hayata and Fujita in the same match. But no, it was a lot better than what I would expected it to be.
I was better than what I was expecting. And I have the nostalgia factor too.
Yeah, and like this match and the next match, I think is like exactly what like Monday Magic should be.
Yes.
And I think needs a little bit more of as well.
Sure. Well, yeah, I think so. I was gonna say I do like the less gimmicky stuff though, and just more, I don't know, focusing on the young, talented wrestlers.
Yeah, but I also like kind of like this is like a match you can realistically only see like at Monday Magic, right? Because it's kind of like a weird mix of guys that you didn't really think of before, and then when it happens, like, oh, this is actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So main event: Uka Sasaki defeated Fubinori Abe in 14-24 with a backdrop hold. This was great. This might have been one of the best matches in Monday Magic history. Not that the ceiling is particularly high, not because the matches are bad, but they're not like main event, blow you knock your socks off type thing. But I just thought this was a real solid match. Great strikes, great submissions, and I thought a pretty good finish with him sort of getting Abe into that backdrop suplex hold. I mean, certainly one of Sasaki's best matches too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like it's probably my favorite singles match of his.
Yeah.
If I think about it. I went 4 stars on this one. I really loved this one. I thought this was excellent. It's by far the best match of like Monday Magic this season. I also fully agree that like I think it's one of the best matches they've ever had, like as part of this like show of this concept that they have. And again, like this is exactly what I would want out of like Monday Magic, where it's just like, oh yeah, no, like it's like when you have like, because it's all surprises, so you're like, oh man, okay, that's a sick matchup of like Ulka Sasaki versus Abe. And this was also, I looked it up, this was Abe's Noah debut as well.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Which I was also like, because I was trying to break my brain, where it's like, he had to have worked Noah before. There's no way he hasn't like done like some sort of Noah shot before. But no, I couldn't find anything. Like this was his first match ever in Noah. That's
wild. Huh. That's a cool little fact. I did not realize that. So yeah. Well, it was a good debut for Abe in Noah, then we'll say.
And I'm definitely not against him working more in Noah.
Oh no. Especially, yeah, he would be a good guy for Monday Magic too.
Yeah.
So then we move on to the 25th anniversary Memorial Voyage in Osaka. In Osaka, Edion number 2 for whatever reason. Oh well, I know why. Edion 1 is under construction, although for whatever reason, perhaps budgetary related, that they did not decide to go for a bigger venue in Osaka than this. Or really go.
I mean, which ones really are there though?
What? Yeah, there's not.
Which ones really are there though? That's the problem with Osaka, right? Like
you're stuck with Edion or Joe Hall.
Yeah. There is the prefectural gymnasium, right?
No, that is Edion.
that is. Oh yeah, right. That is Edion. Yeah, never mind. Yeah. So really, I get why they didn't want to run Osaka Joe Hall for the show. Like I like the show overall, but like you definitely wouldn't have done well in like Osaka Joe Hall with this.
This lacks a core. Osaka lacks a Cork and Hall sized venue.
Yeah, absolutely.
2,000 seater is what it needs. Would be very helpful, I think, both for Noah and All Japan.
Yeah, because the Edion, like it's old. Like I get, they're doing some renovations on it now, but yeah.
And it's big. It's like 7,000 or 6,000 seats, right? 5,
yeah, exactly. Like the difference between the number 1 and number 2 is insane. Like it's so much more. Like again, because we just saw when Great ran like the number 1 and sold like a number 2 amount of tickets for that. What that looks like. So yeah, you either want to like completely load up the show and make it like the biggest show of the year, or like one of the biggest shows of the year if you want to run like number 1, or you have to just kind of go to number 2, and then otherwise there isn't really anything else of like a similar size in Osaka as far as I know.
So we start the show just with a quick 6-man tag. Uka Sasaki, Amaska, and Junta Miyawaki defeated Eita, Hajime Ohara, and Super Crazy in 6:14 with a cross arm breaker from Sasaki on Super Crazy. I don't know. I'm at my wit's end with Super Crazy. I thought he was gone, and now he's back, and I just can't. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know like who he has like blackmail on or whatever. Probably Nosawa. Probably because of something he did in Mexico. I don't know.
No, it's just he's Nosawa's buddy. Is all it is, and he's around his daughters at the Wave Dojo.
Okay, but like Masada isn't getting booked on our shows. Who is even more of a Nosawa buddy?
Yes, he is. We'll get to that later.
Well, yeah, but not like to the same degree like a Super Crazy is.
Or he's not, yeah, it's like even if Masada got as many bookings in Noah as he does in All Japan.
Yeah.
So then we had Tetsuya Endo, Dragon Bane, and Alpha Wolf defeating Harutoki, Alejandro, and Kai Fujimura in 14:06 with the Santa Maria from Bane on Fujimura. And I would say that this definitely took a step forward compared to the opening match. It was actually pretty good because how could it not be with those guys?
Yeah. Oh, I thought this was really good. I think that was probably like one of my favorite matches of the entire undercard.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. I
think it was just all action. Yeah, it was just all action nonstop. I thought this was really good.
And then Will Cruz defeated Daiki Otashima in 5:29 with the Cruise control. Get it?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a solid debut for Cruz, and I thought, he looked like he probably deserved a shot in actual Noah when I saw him on those Noah in the UK shows from last.
Yeah, no, very solid. I mean, sitting there with Otashima was really good, so that helped
I could see Cruz
well.
being in the. Cruz is a good tournament guy. I think he might be in the N1, to be honest.
I think you can lock that one in. Like,
big guy,
he's definitely going to be there. Yeah.
The bad luck Fale.
Okay, that's harsh. He's much better than Bad Luck.
No, of course. Well, first of all, let me tell you, when Bad Luck Fale started in the G1 and he was doing like try to get the Bad Luck Fall over. Then,
oh yeah, no, that guy was really good.
Was it 2018 or 2019 where he's DQ'd every match?
Oh god, yeah, that was. Oh god, I hated that so much.
But his role for a number of years was the big guy in the tournament.
Yeah, No, when he was like feuding with Okada. And like when he started using the bad fall, yeah. Oh god, yeah. I was like, oh man, this guy has some real potential, and turns out that was his peak by far, and it was only down from there.
And so then next up, Ozawa, Takashi Sugura, Daga, Tadasuke, and Owada-san defeated Manabutsuya, Daiki Inaba, Saxon Huxley, Hayata, and Yuto Kikuchi in 11:04 with the Olympic Slam from Sugura on Inaba, giving Sugura a lot of wins on these matches to get over that he is a evil guy now. That's Sugura, very evil.
Yes, very evil.
Yeah, I mean, it was what it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
All these multi-man Team 2000X matches are blending in my brain.
They're kind of very similar, yeah. But although I will say they keep I mean, there is obviously bullshit in them, but I don't think there's like a lot. Like I think they have turned it down a little bit at least.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, what matters most is what happens in the big matches.
Yeah, true.
And then Kazuyuki Fujita defeated Masa Kitamiya in 12:07 with a soccer ball kick. I mean, obviously, this is the sort of result you were expecting. I actually thought this went a couple minutes too long.
Yeah,
considering the
and
sort of
it
matches
was
that these
just
guys have done before, and then Kitamiya like working holds and stuff. I was like, these guys have done the better.
yeah. I think that's always like a little bit of a problem where like Masaki Kitamiya and Fujita is like a match that is like sounds better on paper than it ever ends up being.
Yeah. Well,
and it's
they've
also
done
like
that
always
before.
like Fujita always wins too, so it's like the least
yes.
interesting feud ever.
Well, I was gonna say they've done them before that have been like 8 or 9 minutes, and it's like just a lot more impactful and dynamic, right?
Oh yeah, when it is a lot more
holds
focused
and
on
stuff. It's
yeah. Like that's a problem. If you actually give them time, then Fujita is like, oh, let's do mat work. It's like, no, don't do mat work. You're not good at that.
Semi-main event: GHC Junior Heavyweight Title. Yohei defeated Atsushi Kotoge in 1725 with the dropkick. Paul, is Vince McMahon booking Noah because you've got the babyface losing in his hometown after they did all set it up with Super Delphin?
Yeah,
right?
With like a guy that you would be fine if you like take the title off of him.
I was like surprised at the result of this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the like Kotoge needs to get humiliated for I don't know something. I guess continues. Yeah, where like he was like in Team Noah, he was the guy that always took the fall. Yeah. And then he beat an outsider to get a title shot. And then no, you're not allowed to beat anyone from actual Noah. Nope.
What's the name of Yohei's like jumping spiral move? The butterfly or something?
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but I know which one you're talking about.
So my question to you, Paul, is he botched that a little on the landing. Is that why he got Kotoge kicked out and then got pinned by the dropkick? Because I just thought that's really weird because they had hyped it up. Bamboo Dragonfly, that's what it's called. They had hyped up the Bamboo Dragonfly to win. That he used to win the title. Hadn't used it in a while. And then Kotoge just kicks out of a sloppy-looking landing, and then loses the dropkick. Do you think that was an ad-libbed? Like, oh, I didn't hit it right. Let's try to recover that finish.
Maybe, but Yohei has used a dropkick as a finisher before.
No, I know, but I thought the Bamboo Dragonfly was supposed to be the definitive.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, I could see that, but again, because it is a regular Yohei finisher. But it would be weird if they move from like, it was a very weird thing. I think yours makes about as much sense as anything else, really, to be honest. I think it's actually the one that makes the most sense because then everything else would actually be like, I don't know, a weird explanation.
What do you think of the match? I mean, I thought it was good. I actually I was kind of expecting a little better. I thought the last few minutes were pretty good, but I actually thought it was a little dry to begin for a lot of it, though.
Yeah, I think that's kind of been the pattern for me with these like Yohei title match, or like, well, this last two defenses, right? Well, like they're really not that good at the beginning. Like again with the Miyawaki match, right, where they had did this long selling sequence which didn't really work. And again here, I feel like maybe they should trim the fat. Maybe should trim I get that they want to make them longer because they're title matches.
Yeah.
But maybe Yohei just isn't the guy that can do long singles matches.
The funny thing is, Paul, a lot of All Japan junior title matches do not go long enough.
Yeah.
A lot of
these go too long.
Junior title matches go too long.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the problem right now. I mean, which makes sense with different guys, but I think with Yohei, I think he's really hurt because it's just very obvious that there's a lot of time where he's just not sure what to do, so he just kind of fills it with nothing really, just kind of aimless work.
Here's also the problem that you're booked, the whole arc of Yohei's career is this guy can take an ass kicking and make a comeback. I like Yohei. I have said that he has really improved over the years, that he was even one of the best juniors in the company, but he still has a structure that is not necessarily conducive to trying to play him as a dominant champion.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's not what he should be, and it kind of seems to be what they're doing, which again, I was really on board with him having a quick title reign because again, I don't think he's a guy that should hold the title for long, a singles title.
No.
And the more this goes on, the more this kind of becomes apparent, really.
I mean, that's his third defense.
Yeah.
You can cut it. You can cut bait on this now. I think it's fine.
Yeah, no, it's very fair. It's fine. It's actually kind of gone on longer than I thought it would be.
I mean, to be completely honest, I thought Kotoge was winning because it was Osaka, and he was
Yep.
getting him his 20th anniversary. But I love Kotoge. I feel like he's gotten a short shaft in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
But I'm not sure what you were supposed to do with Kotoge as a champion either.
Yeah, no, like this is, yeah, I don't really know what we're doing here. Like I'm kind of ready to like move on to like somebody else. Don't think this title reign is really working for me.
Yeah. And then main event, 25th anniversary special tag match. Keno and Kaito Kiyomiya defeated Naomichi, Marufuji, and Kenta in 20 minutes and 3 seconds. The PFS from Keno on Marufuji. And, it was a good tag match main event. Although I didn't knock my socks off or anything, but, they worked hard and everything.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed because obviously like this is like the first reuniting of, Maruken in a while, right? Like when was the last time they teamed? Like as like just a straight tag team? Like that's been like a really long time. Can't even remember if
so that was
have they teamed since he came back from WWE?
I don't think so.
Yes, it's like over 10 years. So like in theory, that's a big deal. And again, it showed with like the show selling out and everything. So I mean, again, it was a really good match. Like I don't want to like disparage it. It's just kind of not as good as I thought it could be.
January 1st, 2023, Satoshi Kojima and Takashi Sugiura versus Kenta and Naomichi Marufuji.
Okay, never mind. I forgot about that one.
That was the Nakamura versus Muda show.
Yeah.
I do remember that being a good match though.
Yeah. No, in that case, okay, then I'll take back what I said, where it's like, no, I mean, then this was like perfectly acceptable. Yeah. I was just like, okay, if this was like what you're giving us after like 10 years, but no, it's only been like 2. That's different. So I mean, foot was good.
What are you going to do in Eddie on number 2, your 25th anniversary match? It's just weird.
I mean, that's kind of the problem with Noah to some degree, right? Because like otherwise, you might actually want to do this, make this like a little bit of like a nostalgia show or whatever.
Yeah.
But they didn't really do that at all. Like I felt it was kind of weird that, they didn't even bring out like guys like Kobashi or like Akiyama or anybody.
No, Noah was weird because it's like, okay, they've clearly cut down on the bigger venues, but they're still bringing in a shit ton of foreigners. So I really don't know what this says about their budget.
Yeah.
Unless all the cuts have been, mind you, they're bringing in like very inexpensive young talent, and probably they're still saving money on so there's budget cuts, right?
I mean, it might also legitimately be because again, Ibima mainly wants them to broadcast for like broadcasting shows, right? Like that's the value they get out of them, even more so than even like straight up making money with the shows that they run. It might have also been like less of a budget cut. It might have also been straight up a thing of like, no, you run smaller buildings because it looks like shit if we keep broadcasting these shows in like half empty buildings.
That are all
we have to like turn the lights all the way down.
When you're doing the Yokohama Budokan with 900 people.
Yeah, exactly. Where they're like, no, we're not doing this anymore. Fuck this.
Jake Lee special on Habima. 900 people in the Yokohama Budokan.
Yeah, exactly. Where Bima was like, no. Like run smaller buildings, have some like better crowds, and like
actually,
you can't show this to people.
I bring up hero of the show, Jake Lee, but I was thinking about Jake Lee actually over the past couple of days, and I think his run in Noah and his Total Eclipse stuff in All Japan is actually way worse now than I thought so at the time.
Yeah. Because especially now, because before we were like, I don't know if anybody could have done good with Noah or whatever. But now we see like, a different heel guy on top with Jack Morris in his faction as well, drawing massive houses.
Yeah.
No, wait, not even just Jack Morris. Tadasuke is there too. So it's like 50% of the good-looking guys are also members of Team 2000.
Was Daga good-looking guys?
No, he wasn't. Remember, that was the whole thing when they came together and it was like, the original core of Team 2000X is Jack Morris, Daga, and Yoshitatsu.
Yeah.
Because when they came together, we were like, what the actual fuck is this? And kind of have to eat crow on that a little bit.
Yeah, there's some thoughts. Jake Lee's previous work is not except for his couple Kento match, his Kento style.
I mean, the consistent thing is that like whenever he leaves a promotion, attendance goes up. So clearly, what New Japan needs to do to fix the attendance issues is fire Jake Lee, despite the fact that despite the fact that he's currently injured. So it's definitely not his fault this time. But that's the pattern that we've seen with his past 2 stops.
Well, I mean, if he's back for the G1, no, he's not going to be back for the.
Yeah, he has a pretty big knee injury. Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought some people were talking about him returning soon, possibly. I don't know.
Especially for a guy of his size, I don't think he's gonna come back.
That's not his first knee injury either.
That too, yes. It's also like his third big knee injury too.
Oh, is it his third? I thought it was definitely at least the second.
So he got injured during the next stream run. So the next stream, like when he was teaming with Kento, right? He got injured then. And he got injured when he was teaming with Nomura. And wasn't there and then he got injured during one of his Triple Crown reigns.
No, but that was he broke his orbital bone.
Oh, right, that wasn't the intro. Okay, never mind. I thought, okay.
Orbital bone.
So but then still like third knee injury still isn't good. Like that's
No. So now we move on to Monday Magic Primetime season, the episode final. We start off with the GHC national title. Galeno defeating Alpha Wolf in 918 with the Wagner driver to make a second defense. I enjoyed this. I think this is key. You got to keep this Galeno stuff short. And Wolf is the perfect opponent. So I would say that of Noah performances so far by Galeno, this is one of his best. I actually thought his match against Wagner at Budokan was actually pretty good. Not that he's had a ton of matches, but I really enjoyed this as an opener, and it was good. He looked good in this, I thought.
Yeah, no, for sure he did. I would say probably this might be my second favorite match of the season. If I think about it, I would have to think about that. Like the first one is like Abe versus Sasaki, obviously, but I really like this one as well. Like again, as you said as well, like it's really good if you keep these like Galeno singles matches short. Again, similar to Yohei, I think this would be perfect, like match length for like a Yohei title match as well. So yeah, keep it short, keep it like pretty entertaining and everything, because Galeno, like he's young, but he still needs to like learn how to like work longer matches. So if you keep it to this length, I think that's perfect, and it's what they should do going forward if he's going to be around long term, which I don't know if he will be, but we'll see.
Well, that's an interesting point, I guess.
Right, yeah, because I think he would be like, he would be like a AAA guy now that they actually have like
he'll
money
be here.
behind him.
Maybe I could see him leaving at the beginning of 2026. To be completely honest with you,
yeah, I think he's definitely going to be in the N1, but I could see him like give like basically a year after his brother he does his farewell at the January 1st show.
Then next up, Manabu Soya and Junta Miyawaki defeating Tetsuya Endo and Daiki Otashima in 12:42 with the Sunshine Suplex from Miyawaki on Otashima. Another pretty good match because, well, you can't really go wrong with these four.
Yeah, no, these are four really good workers as well.
Yeah.
And what do you think of Junta's new look, though?
I don't know. I thought the last one was good.
The last one was better,
yeah. And then we had Ada defeating Mazada in 8 minutes and 15 seconds, the horizontal cradle. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's a match that happened for sure.
Then next up, Miku Aono, Miyuki Takase, and Megaton defeated Takumi Roha, Great Sakuya, and Sura Ayame when Sakuya was disqualified with the Roha. Ayame is one of those marvelous rookies. I know that Senka's getting all the attention, but Ayame is also pretty good too.
Mm-hmm. But this was pretty stick heavy though as well.
It was better than the one last week, the Joshi match last week.
Yes. Oh yeah, it was better than that.
And then Street Fight, Kenta defeated Maybach Taniguchi in 9 minutes and 47 seconds with the inside cradle. I mean, it was a Kenta Street Fight in 2025 with also Maybach Taniguchi.
Yeah, it was T-shirt Kenta.
Yeah, it was a little tedious, but you know what? The crowd wanted to see.
Oh yeah, I mean that helped it, but I still was like, yeah. Again, I've made my thoughts clear on like bloodless street fights. I'm just like, I have no use for them.
And also Kenta doing street fights.
Yeah, that too.
Over those. And then in the main event, we had Kaito Kiyomiya, Titus Alexander, Dragon Bane, and Archie Cole defeating Uka Sasaki, Ryan Clancy, Danny Duggan, and Robert Martyr in 13:49 with the big ugly from Alexander on Clancy. They obviously wanted to get all the young foreigners in the main event alongside Kaido, sort of the ring general of this match, but it was pretty good. And I think it probably was maybe my second favorite match of the show. It's up there with the Galeno versus Wolf.
I thought this was a really nice finish to the season, right? Like it
I
felt
thought
like a
so,
very
too.
like feel good moment, basically.
Yeah, with all the young
With
talent.
everybody also like jumping, like because like it seemed like everybody was having a good time.
Yeah.
Like especially afterwards, because I think I noted that in the Discord where it's like this show is in Shinjuku, and so if you've never been to Shinjuku Face, you do not realize that like it's literally right in the middle of like the big like party district of Shinjuku. So, and there's a lot of young guys like that were in that match who very definitely after this match like went straight outside and just got absolutely wasted. Not Archie Cole, he's too young to drink.
In Japan?
Yay, it's 21.
Oh,
Or
is
20?
it?
I think
Okay.
they lowered it recently, but yeah.
That's
He's
I did not
18.
realize
He's definitely
that.
not allowed to.
I didn't know it was that. It was that. high in Japan.
Wait, or did they change that recently? Wait. I do know that because I definitely know it used to be 21, but I think they did some like thing recent. No, it's still 20. Yeah, it's still 20.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised that it's so high, given that it's still like sort of socially acceptable to binge drink as part of business.
Oh god, yeah, that's that's still rough in Japan, yeah. And you're not allowed to leave before your boss leaves.
Exactly, right. So yeah, I can see why they keep it higher than like other countries.
Yeah, you don't want like you're like basically like freshly and like to be fair, I think most Japanese people don't even enter the workforce until after 20 anyway, but yeah.
Yeah. And then so there was one show on the 22nd, but it did not get uploaded to Wrestle Universe until like yesterday or 2 days ago. So I didn't see anything from it. Did you?
Is that the Nagoya one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch that one.
Okay, so any thoughts?
It was solid. I think maybe the only one to really like worth talking about really actually maybe like the top two matches there. So you had kind of the Takashi Segura, Daga, Tadasuke, and the Wada-san. And wait, was that the one I wanted to talk about? No, there was some. Was that?
That's the second. Yeah, second from the top.
Yeah, but
That card actually doesn't look too bad for a show of that size, actually.
Yeah. I'm just kind of. Am I missing a match somewhere? No. Okay, never mind. That one was pretty solid. That one I thought was notable as well, where they kind of kept like the bullshit to like a minimum as well. But I think it was also to kind of have like Team 2000X out there like beforehand, because then they really kind of just kept Ozawa with Yohei pretty straight. That one was pretty solid as well. I thought maybe like a little bit too long again, like the problem of these like Yohei like singles matches. Also obviously kind of hurt a little bit by the fact that like there was obviously like never any doubt who was going to win the match.
Well, let me ask you this: did Ozawa have to cheat to beat the junior champ?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, there was obviously like some bullshit, but like not like major stuff really. Yeah, I thought that was pretty solid.
What about
don't
Kaido
really have to
Kotoge?
Kaido vs. Kotoge. To be quite honest, I don't really remember the match. To be like, I definitely like, which again, that's a bad sign. I mean, it's a bad sign. Because I was kind of like excited about it, and then again, it was one of those matches that just kind of washed over me.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of over, and I was like, oh, okay, that was nice, but nothing that really like blew me away. To be quite honest.
Can we talk about this incredible tag team of Will Cruz and Black Manta Ray?
Yeah, that unfortunately there was quite a bit of like just comedy in that one, but actually kind of like Will Cruz and Fujita actually kind of like facing off. That was actually quite nice. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's not really much to talk about for the show otherwise. Like, it was solid. There's nothing really worth like going out of your way to watch or whatever. Like, I think it's a very easy, like, skippable show. I don't think there's really like any major like advancements or anything like that really are like, oh yeah, you really, really need to watch this show.
Oh no, yeah, not at all. So before we move on from Noah, we have to say what we got coming up. So Wrestle Magic this Monday, June 30th at the Shinagawa Prince Hotel Stellar Ball. And I should just note to people expecting something, I looked up the hotel, and it's the what they announced as the venue size is like only 700 people. So I don't know like how big they're actually going to make this show.
Yeah. I mean, it also shows by like what we have announced for it so far, which also isn't amazing.
Okay, so we have GHC Women's Title, Takumi Aroha versus Victoria Yuzuki. I think that will be good, depending on how much time they get. And then for the hardcore title, Shuji Ishikawa versus Hayata.
Which that's no, yeah, I'm not looking forward to that one at all.
I think Ishikawa at his age cannot carry Hayata. Let's just be honest.
And it's also like if it's going to be like the other hardcore title matches as well, it's not gonna be good.
I'm not as low on Ishikawa's sort of like. I mean, he's going to be 50 this year if he hasn't already turned 50. Obviously he's lost a step. I'm not as down on him as others, but he can't get a good match, to be honest.
No.
Unless Hayata is willing to die in the match.
But he probably won't be.
Yeah. And then on July 5th at Shinjuku Face.
Actually, sorry, just very quick, because the one other thing that is announced for the show is the main, in the main event, we know that there will be it's a tag match that will involve Noah, DDT, New Japan, Dragon Gate, and I think that's it, right? Like there's one more mystery promotion as well.
I'm pretty sure that's just match graphic, right? It's
not actually one more, but they only did. No.
So is it just a straight tag, or if it's a 6-man, you could do a 5th promotion?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking, right? Like I think if it's a 6-man tag, it's missing one promotion.
Yeah,
because basically they did the graphic where there were the cards, and then each card turned around, and one of the cards didn't turn around.
Yeah, but my question is, are they going to send a WWE guy for a match in a 700-person venue?
No, but what if it's Los? What did they call themselves? Los Tranquilos de Japón?
Oh, yeah, but it's going to be Bushi.
Yeah. Yeah. That was going to be my joke afterwards. Was what if it is those guys? What if it's Bushi?
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It could be a good main event depending on who they all put in it. And look, last year was the Wrestle Magic at Sumo Hall, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my favorite shows of the year, actually.
Yeah, that was surprisingly good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think.
No, this one won't be unless. No. I mean, again, we don't know. We don't know how good it could be because we have we have one good match announced and one terrible match announced.
Maybe we can get a mystery opponents for Inaba and Soya, and it'll be Tenkoji again.
Yeah, maybe the biggest X.
That was fun. See, I enjoy this. So then, so July 5th, Shinjuku Face. Not much in the undercard unless you want. Oh God, Tetsuya Endo versus Super Crazy versus Black Benso Ray. Daiki Inaba versus Daiki Otoshima in the Battle of the Daikis. That
should be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Manabu Soya and Yohei versus Saxon Huxley and Hayata. Ozawa, Takashi Sugiura, and Daga versus Keno, Kenta, and Uka Sasaki. And then the main event, I think, is Dragon Bane and Alpha Wolf defending the junior tag titles against Tadasuke and Owada-san, which is interesting because that's actual confirmation that Owada is a
junior. Which I think they had him labeled as that on the graphic they always put out.
Yeah, but he doesn't do anything in the junior division ever.
He's also I don't think he'll be a junior for his whole career either.
They should move him up to heavyweight, I hope. Yeah. He's got a lot of potential, I think. And then and that's the Shinjuku Face 20th anniversary. On Sunny Voyage in Shimada City, there's not much there except for Daiki Inaba versus Daga, Dragon Bane, Alpha Wolf, and Calibus Luchador, I think, versus Amaska, Eiji, to Miyawaki, Manabu Soya, Saxon Huxley, Yohei, and Hayata versus Kaito Kiyomiya, Galeno, Alejandro, and Kai Fujimura. So that's a spot show.
I mean, that also tells you there's probably going to be a title challenge coming out of that one.
Yeah. And then Korakuen Hall, all the way on July 19th, junior heavyweight title Yohei versus Hayata. It always happens.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's a foregone conclusion, right? Who's going to win?
Yeah. And we're back to where we started, right?
Yeah, back
Like,
to Hayata.
I mean, it could be Yohei getting the big win as like, here's your partner. He's gonna put you over. I would be okay with that
Yeah.
if this for the story it tells. But if it's Hayata just getting his like 370th junior title reign, no, I do not.
And
want
it's going to be Eita taking the belt off of him. And it's so much potential in that division, but they just kind of just refuse to like do anything with it at the top.
And then what I assume is going to be the main event, Ozawa versus Keno for the GHC Heavyweight Championship. Paul, Ozawa's retaining, right? Or
Yeah. That was going to be my question.
Yeah. I feel like there's no way Ozawa's going to drop this title in Korakuen Hall at this point, right?
No, yeah, exactly. Like that's the tip of like if this was in a bigger building, I would be like maybe Keno has a chance. But I think Noah has also shown that they just don't see Keno as a guy at that level.
No.
Right? Like
No.
they've always kept his title reigns very short.
That I thought that last title reign of his, he was going to get a long one, but no, they cut it pretty short.
No. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think he has a chance. I think to me there's only two people that I think I could see take the title off of Ozawa.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be either Endo or Kaito. And if it's Kaito, that's gonna be like all the way and like January 1st.
My issue is what is the point of doing that with Endo, especially if he's not like is he still listed as a DDT guy on loan? I don't feel like that's the play. I just feel like you do that with a guy that you've got that you're going to do something with.
Yeah, but I feel like Endo is still listed as a DDT guy because that's who his contract is with. Like I feel like he's listed as a DDT guy the same way Akiyama was still an All Japan guy at the very beginning of his run in DDT.
The first year of his run in DDT.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's very possible. I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
Right, because it would make sense because he's the guy that like left Team 2000X and then got betrayed by his partner. So like there is a storyline there that basically mean like, oh, he overcomes Segura and then he overcomes like what I could maybe see what if Segura versus Endo is the N1 final?
That's a good N1 final.
And then maybe that's Endo's big win, right? But then he comes up short against Ozawa, and then Kaito challenges him for January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that maybe it's like the way they might be going.
Yeah. What about so where do you rank the pack that Inamura is going to come back and win? What's the likelihood of that?
Well, have they ever shown that they see him?
No.
Right? They gave him that one title shot when he came back.
I refuse to give up the ghost on Inamura.
I don't want to give up, but like the promotion just never has shown me anything to like retain any hope, except for that one title match. That's literally only thing ever, you know? Like I don't want to give up on him, but it's like, I don't know. It's, at this point, it's like hope dies last. And I don't know, that hope is like clinging on by a string. Yeah,
for sure. So that's Noah. Quick executive decision because I just realized that this show is this weekend and I'm going to be watching it. Actually, I'll probably have it on in the background live and then tune into the last two matches. But we've got DDT King of Kings, Arashi's June Showdown at Korakuen Hall on June 29th. And I only bring that up because it's the KOD openweight title, Chris Brooks versus Kazusada Higuchi.
Okay, and I'll try and watch that one as well.
Yeah. A semi-main event for the KOD tag team titles. Fuminori Abe and Takuya Nomura versus Yuki Onaya and Yuki Ino.
Okay, yeah, that could be good.
You know what? I need to go back and watch all of the Astronauts in DDT because I've heard it's great and I just hadn't paid any attention.
Yeah, I like I said, I've kind of fallen out of DDT a little bit, but there is some really good stuff that I think I really actually should make time to like watch properly.
Well, it's Higuchi that's got me back.
Yes, that helps.
DDT. Listen to this one, Paul. International special tag match. Mansoor and Mason Madden versus Danshuko Dito and Kazuki Harada.
Okay, so DDT. Wait, are they still with AEW or not?
Yeah.
So that means Cyberfight has a relationship with both. Like, is that the only company in the world that has a relationship with both WWE and AEW?
Technically, yes.
Which, to be fair, what are the odds that like either WWE or AEW are actually aware that DDT and Nova are owned by the same company.
Yeah, that's very unlikely. And then the rest of it is just all the other DDT guys, like Minoru Fujita and Yuki Ueno versus Shinya Aoka and Yuya Kuroku. I mean, that could be pretty good if you sort of like bracket out Fujita. And then three-way tag match: Daisuke Sasaki and Hideki Okatani versus Mao and Cannon versus Shunya Katsumata and Toei. That could be good.
Yeah. It's solid 6-man, yeah.
And then Jun Akiyama, Daichi Sato, and Soma Takao versus Toru Owashi, Antonio Honda, and Takeshi Masada. You're doing poor Masada dirty by putting him with those two guys.
Yeah.
He's kind of got to carry the team.
Yeah. It's like one good wrestler.
Oh, Akito and Kazuma Sumi versus Naomi Yoshimura and Yuki Ishida. So Yoshimura's back.
Okay. I mean.
Okay. He's in the dark match.
Already, yeah.
So we'll see how he's because he had that was a pretty serious neck injury, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, I'm surprised he's already back. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna watch the show, or at least watch the top 2 matches from the show anyway, and so we'll talk about that. But look, I think Higuchi should win.
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, to me, he should be like the top guy in the promotion. Like, I'm a bit biased there, I will admit.
Of course.
So yeah, I definitely think he should be like.
I mean, that's what I want out of my wrestling. But
yeah, exactly.
But it's a completely different style of promotion than what I want. So that's what I feel like. He's never gotten his due.
I suggest a trade: Jun Saito for Higuchi.
Well, Jun does the comedy better than Higuchi does.
Exactly. That's what I mean. You trade them. But then again, All Japan is also a comedy promotion now, so I guess maybe that's right. It's a kind of a wash.
It is a wash. Higuchi will spin his wheels in the All Japan mid-card.
Newest member of Baka no Jita.
Speaking of All Japan, we'll start off with the Superpower Series 2025 on June 16th at Kyoto KBS Hall in front of 457 fans. We start off with Fuminori Abe and Seigo Tachibana defeating Dan Tamura and Ryo Inoue at 8:31 with the octopus hold from Abe on Inoue, and this was a great little opener. What can I say?
Yeah. I mean, again, 4 excellent wrestlers right in there. So, no, this was perfect to like get the crowd going as well.
Yeah. And then right behind it, Renai Abe defeated Shotaro Ashino and Zion in 11:01 with the final vent from Honda on Ashino. And I'm surprised that Ashino got pinned, but also I thought this was I didn't know what to think how this match was going to go, but I think it was fine, right?
Yeah. I don't know, it weirdly could have been better, it weirdly could have been worse. Like, it's such a weird match that way.
Yeah.
Because because you have Ren Ayabe and Zion in there, right? Like, it really could have fallen apart, and it never did. But also because you have Ryuki Honda and Ashino, that could have been much better, and it just kind of wasn't. So I guess it perfectly fulfilled expectations. So
Zion is going from bad to passable.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Hokuto Omori, Kumorashi, and Talos defeated Kento Miyahara, Musashi, and Davey Boy Smith Jr. in 13-17 with the Ride the Lightning Daddy from Talos on Musashi. Okay, here's the thing. I don't have that much of a thought on Talos so far because they don't really have him doing much.
Yeah. He just kind of comes in, does the finish, and that's really it.
Like, I think he can do more.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't have him.
I mean, I don't know, like, there's a little bit of thing for like the Hurricane match is like
they have him.
They liked him doing Japanese. The run-in. Yeah,
they have him speaking Japanese.
Yeah, with a very fake American accent.
Whatever, it got that pop, baby.
It gets the pop. Yeah,
it gets the pop. That's
but he literally does the watashi.
Yeah,
like the very much like it's like he's been taught that like no, you pronounce like the like combos there. So he's very much like over pronouncing like every single pair.
Yes.
Where it's like it's not Watashi, it's like it's Watashi.
Yeah. I thought the match was fine. Just you got to get more out of Talos. So I think there's something there. But they're booking him very conservatively. They're booking him more conservatively than Almost. They had Almost do way more than they've got.
Yeah. Noah did, yeah.
In Noah, yeah. And then for the Gora TV title and what we all feared, Takashi defeated Yuko Miyamoto in 15:07 with the
Kill me.
second bomb. I don't know. I just completely tuned out of this after a while, and I don't know. It is what it is.
The one thing I will say in defense, I mean, it was a bad match, and I don't want this guy the champion. The one thing I will say is he is super over.
Oh, I know.
Somehow.
Get those pops. That's all
He
that
is
matters.
so over. I don't know why he's so over. Clearly, I'm missing something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious about that. Yeah, especially because he's an outsider and he's a mid carder.
Yeah, career like
he's not even a mid carder.
No, yeah,
Dragon Gate. So
like a guy that famously
was
the worst wrestler in Dragon Gate for years.
Yeah, but this was in Kyoto.
Oh yeah, right. That's where he's from. Yeah, but he's not just over in Kyoto. Like he was super over on the Korakuen. He was super over on the Shinkiba show too. You know,
he is.
Like it's not like I get why they put the title on him because he gets the pops. I'm very curious when I'm going to Japan if I will get it when I actually see him in person. But like I don't know. Like I don't get it.
You've seen enough.
I've watched him in Dragon Gate for years, and he was never good.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least he had a more interesting look at CyberCon. I mean, it was a shitty mask, but at least it was interesting than like this mountain bandit thing that he's doing right now.
And then next up after that, we had so there's sort of a skirmish for both the Triple Crown and the junior title. Hideki Suzuki, Hikaru Sato, and Seki Yoshioka defeated Jun Sato, Rei Sato, and Mr. Saito Naruki Doi when Suzuki used the sleeper hold on Jun again. And I thought this was a good little warm-up match. I enjoyed it, actually. Probably go with the second best match of the show.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of showed as well that, like, right, that Hideki and Jun have, like, some good chemistry, which I think that was a bit of a, like, giveaway for, like, the title match as well.
Well, we had already seen what happened in the Carnival.
Yeah.
So, but they traded wins going into the tag matches. And then the main event, Yuma Aoyagi and Atsuki Aoyagi defeat Rising Hayato and Yuma Anzai in 26:02 when Atsuki pinned Hayato with the Firebird Splash. The champions fail on their seventh defense, and the Aoyagi brothers are the 126th All-Asia Tag Team Champions. Paul, this was pretty great, I thought.
Yeah.
Not match of the year level, although by All Japan standards in 2025, you could argue that. But honestly, though, I mean, what tag team wrestling is in men's promotions in Japan right now, other than Astronauts? This is also up there, actually.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed this one. I went 4 on this.
Yeah.
4 stars.
I went 4.25, actually.
Yeah. No, I thought this was excellent. This was one of the best tag matches of the year. I thought it was also time though to take it off of Hayato and Anzai.
Yes,
like I really enjoyed the reign, but again, like this was their 7th defense already. So I think it was time to move on to like a different team. I think this is a really good team to like have the titles as well. Give both of them something proper to do. Right? So like Yuma can't fall back too much into his like comedy bullshit when he has like a proper title.
He has 2 titles now.
Yeah, he's a double champion.
Which makes me think that he's gonna
just like Takashi.
He's gonna lose those world titles soon.
Probably. I mean, I feel like the Saitos are gonna win those back whenever June loses.
Yeah.
The Triple Crown. So yeah. Curious question. Where would you rank the Hayato Anzai reign amongst like the like all Asia tag team title reigns?
I mean, it's up there.
Yeah.
I mean, so memorable all Asia tag team reigns. Well, I mean, recently I would go Jake Lee and Koji Iwamoto.
Yeah.
And then further back, the Junior Stars, Koji Kanemoto and Minoru Tanaka.
Yeah.
And then obviously like Furnace and Crawford.
Yeah, obviously, because that I think would still be like the gold standard in a way.
Yeah. Jun Akiyama and Takawa Mori, they had it for like 4 years.
Yeah. No, that was
Back
a really good one too. Yeah.
Very underrated. Tamon Honda and Jun Izumida.
Yeah.
Paul, have you ever seen their match against Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, or their 2 matches against Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki?
I don't think I actually have seen that.
You should watch both of them. They're actually from like early 1999. Actually, both very underrated tag matches. in All Japan.
Actually, weirdly, one that I think is kind of a little underrated is like the Purple Haze one.
Oh yes, you're right. Zeus is
Because that was like one of the highlights of like pandemic era All Japan. That was like one of the things that kept me like interested in the promotion.
Forgot about that. Yes, that was a very good underrated reign. I'm trying to think of other All Asia. No, because wait. Kojima and Hayashi.
Yeah.
I think. Or were they world champions?
No, I think they held these. Wait, let me. No, I think you're right. I think they might have been world champions. Yeah.
Oh, Manabu Soya and Sonata.
Yeah, that one was actually. I actually just came across that one as well. Yeah, that one was actually
Strong BJ.
That was like I mean, when they were trading the titles back and forth, yeah, that was probably one of the best eras for that title.
That was like the peak of Sonata.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember. I was like, oh yeah, like Sonata,
no,
like this guy's gonna be a big
matches,
star.
You're like, this guy's gonna be so great.
Yeah, which is why I always maintain like I can't shit on Sonata. Okay, because I think now it's become like the favorable thing to do to shit on Sonata. Like that's just what everybody does now. But when he was on top of New Japan and I was like, I don't like this, I was like, I have the right to shit on Sonata because I've literally watched this guy since the start, and I know how good he could be in theory, and how he just refuses to do.
Paul, I really didn't handwave Sonata until he became IWGP champion.
Yeah, and there was just nothing there.
No, and now he didn't take time off to heal his injury, and that's clearly affecting him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help him at all.
No.
The Naoya Nomura and Yuma Aoyagi reign, and then the Jun Akiyama and Yuji Nagata reign. I've got it open now.
Mm-hmm. The Yankee to Kendo one from 2016.
Yeah. Kento Miyahara and Kotaro Suzuki.
I forgot about that one. Oh yeah, that was Junior Kento. Yeah.
There was also we're going back to some of the darkest days, but Atsushi Aoki and Kotaro Suzuki, who beat the junior stars during the Burning versus All Japan feud to win those titles.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah.
What about Big Daddy Voodoo and Taru?
I mean, talking about dark days, right?
How could you forget? How could I forget Nakajima and Sasaki, Kensuke Sasaki?
Yeah, Nakajima, Sasaki. Yeah, but they didn't have that many great. That's a great team, but they didn't have good. Their problem was that they didn't have good opponents.
Yeah. Can you believe that Shuji Kondo and brother Yashu only had one reign that lasted 37 days?
That felt like, I don't know, for some reason in my mind, I'm like, they held that belt for 3 years, but no.
I know. Shiryu and the Great Kosuke. That's Kojima's.
Yeah, that's Kojima's reign, yeah.
So they were.
they were just doing it on a different gimmicks,
Yeah. I'm just looking here. Hirotaki Yokoi and Kohei Sato way back in 2003. I really like that team, and I thought Yokoi is one of those underrated what if guys.
Mm-hmm.
He came back. He's come back to work like Burst, but he was in 0-1 from basically its opening to 2007, and he had a MMA background. So that was a team that I always enjoyed. But yeah, so that's sort of like the history. Kawada and Fuyuki.
Yeah. Well, for me also Kobashi and Johnny Ace.
Yes. If you go back far, once these titles, these titles were in the JWA.
These titles are so old, yeah.
But once you get into,
they're literally older than my parents, by a lot, by 10 years.
They sat vacant for 3 years when JWA closed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great Kojika and Motoshi Okuma reigns in the 70s and early 80s. Baba never really put that much care into the book.
No.
Either. I would argue
he never gave me.
90s they were both.
Again, it really only picked up in the 90s when you had all of these young guys who were all fighting for them for a while, and then you had Furnace and Crawford and everything. And then it kind of fell by the wayside a little bit again after the split.
Yeah. But it always ebbs and flows with these titles.
Yeah.
Right?
Because we just came out of a phase where they also just got flung around by a bunch of random teams. And then now recently we've had a couple of lengthy reigns again, right? Because we had Musashi and Seiki, Yoshioka. And then now like the really long like Elpida reign and everything. So I hope they kind of keep it at that. And obviously, who could forget the greatest reign of these titles? The famous 226 days of Atsushi Onita and Yoshitatsu.
Classic. Yeah, that was they did they did 6 defense or 5 defenses or
Yeah.
no, wait, 1,
That's
2, 3,
really
4,
up there, I think, for
5.
these titles. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So that is the storied history of the All Asia Tag Team titles.
Because the show wasn't already long enough, he decided to go on a lengthy rant about the All Asia Tag titles.
I mean, as much as we rag on Yuma these days, I mean, I'm fairly confident that this will still continue to be a good reign. The Miyagis.
Oh, for sure. Like I feel like I think he's gonna wrestle this one straight. Yeah.
Okay, so then we go to June 14th at Juroku Plaza. We had Shotaro Ashino and Zion defeating Hiroki Murase, aka the former Udomaro, and Lothar in 7:59 with a diving headbutt from Zion on Lothar, who's just like doing a shindy lucha gimmick guy.
Yeah.
But you know what? Perfectly fine. Again, Zion is now passable. Dan Tamura defeated Seigo Tachibana in 10:15 with the powerbomb. Pretty good, I thought.
I'm trying to remember if I actually watched this show or not.
Okay.
I don't think I did.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I did. I think I skipped this one, yeah.
But even better was Fuminori Abe defeating Ryo Inoue in 9:12 with the backstyle ham roll. I mean, this is back-to-back very solid like junior action, I thought. Good way to warm up for the upcoming Junior Battle of Glory, which we'll get into. Paul, they had the Hokuto gun explodes for the AJPW 6-man tag titles. Hokuto Omori, Kuma Rashi, and Takashi defeated Talos, Jack Kennedy, and Aizawa number 1 in 14:24 with the Hokuto Army special from Omori on Aizawa to make their first defense. As you could expect, this went way too long, and it was a lot of shtick. And again, Talos did not do a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at that and I was like, okay, there's no way this could have been good, right?
Oh, this was sorry, Paul. I messed up on the run sheet. This was the day before the Kyoto KBS Hall show. So, and then the rest of the show was like the preview match was like Rising Hado, Yuma Enzai, Reiki Honda, and Ren Ayabe defeating Kento Miyahara, Atsuki Oyagi, Musashi, Davey Boy Smith Jr. And then, which is good. Like both of this show was actually pretty good spot show. Like, right, it was like a couple good junior singles matches and then some solid multi-man tags, except for the 6-man tag title match. And then Jun Sato, Rei Sato, and Mr. Sato Naruki Doi defeated Hideki Suzuki, Yuma Aoyagi, and Seki Yoshioka in 1642 when Jun pinned Hideki with the jackhammer. So I thought that was actually a very solid show. Underrated. Not a lot of people are going to watch it. Again, you know, it was just to build up to the show, the Korakuen and the Kyoto KBS Hall, but I actually quite enjoyed that show. So, which brings us to the 18th of June at Korakuen Hall in front of 1,196 fans, which is a weekday night. Paul, what do you think? June's losing some of that drawing power? Do you think they're running less weekend 11:30 a.m. shows and more weeknight shows? That's hurting them. What do you think?
I mean, they kind of kept relatively strong for like weekday shows recently, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely do think that. I mean, Hideki also isn't a great challenger. Like, I love Hideki, but he's never been a draw, right? Yeah. So I think that might have hurt it a little bit. But yeah, it might also be that maybe June is like running a bit out of steam. It's definitely running out of steam with me, despite the fact that I actually like this match.
I don't think he's got any steam with anyone right now.
Yeah.
To be completely honest. So open the show, Rei Sato, Atsuki Aoyagi, and Takuya Nomura finally popping up in All Japan since he left Big Japan. Defeated Musashi, Davey Boy Smith Jr., and my boy Shota Kofuji in 8:59 with the crab hold from Saito from Rei on Kofuji. I mean, it wasn't much. It was kind of short to let all of these guys do their thing, but it was nice to see Nomura and Kofuji in All Japan again. And then Hikaru Sato, Kengo Mishima.
I mean, sorry, just real quick. Kofuji, I think, especially now, I think there's definitely like I think they could bring him in if they need like a guy to like take the pin in the opener.
I think he's got his foot in the door, I hope.
Yeah, because I mean, unfortunately, Nagao is going to be out for like a long time.
Okay,
probably.
We should talk about this right now.
Yeah.
So All Japan finally revealed that Taisha Nagao was in critical condition because he got ran over a
I have definitely seen multiple people say it, but yeah, I don't think there's been an official confirmation.
And it's abdominal crushing.
Yeah.
So this sounds like a freak accident when he was doing work to the bus. If that's
Yeah,
what happened.
like it rolled over him. Yeah.
Yeah. He's still in critical intensive care as far as I can tell, or what they've been saying.
Yeah.
This is the thing with these injuries. These Japanese companies are very cagey about this sort of thing, especially,
Yeah. What actually happened? Yeah, like
Yeah.
it definitely sounds. Yeah, as you said, he was doing some work and then the brake wasn't properly applied, so it like rolled over him.
Well, yeah.
Which
I mean,
that's
what makes the most
awful.
sense. If
Yeah.
yes, it is very awful and it's very sad and tragic. And I just hope he can return. Well, I mean, I think he's gonna survive, obviously, but at this point, given how long it's been, but
Yeah.
just hope he can return to the ring.
Yeah, like that's very much like, and if he is, I think it's going to be like that feels like if he's still in intensive care now, that feels like he's going to be out for at least a year.
Yeah.
Right? If he's still in intensive care after like weeks, that's not going to be something he can come back from quickly.
No, just awful. And like a cursed rookie class.
Yeah. Like you just get those sometimes, which sucks.
All Japan's had a few.
Yeah.
Noah's had a few.
Yeah.
And then as far as we can tell, All Japan's got one other guy training. We'll see what happens.
Maybe that guy will work out. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I don't like that they're not giving more details, although I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, I mean it's what Japanese promotions do. They never tell you really what's happening.
Well, especially when they might be partially responsible for it.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. So I don't know what the politics of workplace injury in Japan are. Is it like the United States where it's going to be a lawsuit no matter what type thing, or I don't know.
I mean, I guess it depends who was at fault, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know enough about Japanese law. Like, I guess it depends, like, who was the person that was supposed to be, like, responsible for, like, making sure that brake was, like, applied. If that's what happened, right? Like, if that's what happened, like, who was responsible for, like, applying that brake and who didn't properly do it, clearly.
Yeah. Okay, and then so get well soon, Taishin. I mean, just...
Oh, hopefully. Yeah, exactly.
So we go Hikaru Sato, Kengo Mishima, Yuko Miyamoto, Fuminori Abe, and Seiko Tachibana defeated Suwama, Shotaro Ashino, Dan Tama, Ryo Inoue, and Zion with the cross-knee lock from Mishimo on Inoue. This was a lot of fun little thing. Suwama felt like, a man obsessed. Because this is his first back in a while. And
yeah, because he does, like, picks the shots now.
Yeah. Decided to rough some people up, including Hikaru. And, then cut the what's now called the Pop and Light promo.
He's very correct about.
Okay, but it's like more of a worked shoot because Mr. Suwama, you're also responsible for some silly comedy especially over the last couple of years in this company.
And you're the guy that basically like raised everybody that is currently in this promotion. So like, if anybody like instilled those instincts in them, it was you.
However, I would be totally down with an angle where Suwama just comes to beat people up to make them tougher.
Yes. However, there's one thing that I hope that's what they're doing. And I hope it's not yet another return of like voodoo murderer Suwama.
Oh God, that would be funny. No,
again, we were excited about that last time, and then it turned into horror over time.
I don't think he's going to do that while he's running.
Yeah, true, because he wants to be like a baby face there. Yeah.
So next,
but again, Suwama making fun of comedy is. How long was he in that comedy tag team with Mayumi Ozaki?
And Hideki, too.
Yeah, and Hideki.
And the stuff with Mayumi Ozaki. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I think maybe the one thing I will give him is that he's actually better at comedy than most of the people currently in the promotion.
That's funny. Then next up, Alpida versus Hokuto Army. Rising Kaido, Yuma Enzai, Ryukihon, and Red Abe defeated Hokuto Mori, Kumarashi, Takashi, and Talos in 11:29 with the death roulette from Ayabe on Arashi. A perfectly good match, but again, Talos didn't do much. But really, the news is after the match, Alpida disbands, and Enzai announced that he's going to be gone for July and August. Now, Paul, this has led to a lot of speculation. I, for one, am not particularly concerned. What say
Yeah,
you?
especially since they gave a clear time frame as well.
Yes. He's going to Europe is if I had to guess, that's what he's doing.
I literally bought like a ticket for the GWF show next Sunday after I kind of realized that this might be a quick Europe expedition, right?
Well,
Or
no one's
excursion.
announced him yet. And
Exactly.
I feel like that's the only hang up I have. No one's announced him, and you can now announce him for your shows, right? What's stopping you?
I mean, I like Anzai. Would he really like sell a lot of additional tickets if you announce
No,
him,
but
or if you just bring him out?
You're going to announce international superstar Yuma Anzai.
Yuma Anzai. I mean, but again, I think if he's coming to Europe, I think GWF actually does make a lot of sense. Not just that I want to see him, obviously, but like they brought in Yota Tsuji on his last, like one of his last things on his excursion. They brought in Kodai Nozaki. They obviously like booked Ozawa a lot on his excursion. Like that was like basically like outside of Progress, I think he worked the most matches in like GWF on his excursion.
Yeah.
Like they brought in like they've brought in Jack Morris recently. So obviously they have like really good like contacts there. So like if he's coming to Europe, I think it's almost a lock that he's gonna pop up there. And I think that is also like one of the first shows that runs after he like leaves, right? Because they're saying like it's basically he leaves like July 1st, and that show's on the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
So that really would be one of the first possible places he could even go to.
Yeah. Other possibilities that are less likely. Well, I believe do they not need a replacement in the G1 for El Phantasmo?
They sure do, yeah.
What's the timing of all of this? Does this line up as a possibility?
I think it lines up, right? Because the G1 ends...
No, I'm talking about when did El Phantasmo get injured?
Oh, I think... I think that's also like the other thing is like where that kind of lines up. I don't know exactly. I think it was definitely before they announced that like El Phantasmo wasn't going to be in the G1. But again, they probably already knew at that point. And I mean, it does line up timing-wise because, again, it starts in mid-July and it ends in mid-August.
Well, he can't be in the N1, that's for sure.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't work because that one doesn't start until September.
Oh, El Phantasmo's last match was on the 18th, and this show was on the 18th. So there's no way that they could have known.
There's no way they actually could have known already, yeah.
Okay, so scratch that.
I gun to my head, I still think he's coming here.
Yeah, going to Europe. I suppose it's possible. I was gonna say I suppose it's possible he comes to Canada or Mexico, but someone would have to sponsor a visa for the States, and I don't know if anyone do that.
And with the way the current situation is in the US, with like even if you get that, it's not even sure they won't just like detain you anyway. So I don't know if you really want to risk that.
Mania weekend went off without a hitch.
Yeah, but still, like that, like. That still involves a lot of travel, right? Like if you want to do that excursion in the US, like the way the indie scene is right now, it's so spread out in the US. Like I guess maybe unless he goes to like the South where it's not quite as insane.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, if you don't want to like do like insane amounts of travel, like I think going to Europe like it's just a lot easier. Like if you base yourself out of like, you know, like, I don't know if he's going to go to, like, the WXW dojo, but if you base yourself around, like, somewhere there, like, you can get anywhere really pretty quickly.
Well, yeah, and I was just saying, in Europe, okay, so he's got maybe GWF, WXW, maybe someone in Britain could hook him up, and also he's got...
Rev Pro could be,
Aigle Blanc's promotion in France.
Yeah, in France, exactly. Like, there's this new, like, Spanish promotion that he could go to, like, there's promotions in Italy, like there's that promotion like in Austria where like Mercedes Money recently won a title. Like there's loads of places to work, you know.
So I do not see this as some sort of panic he's leaving.
No, I definitely don't think it is. It might legitimately just be like we're sending him on excursion despite the fact that he's a former Triple Crown champion, which is weird. And also they normally don't really send people on excursion, but yeah,
I think he wants to do it, and I think it will be good for him. But Paul, I was going to say, I think it's in Enzai's best interest to sit tight in All Japan.
No, definitely. Like I don't think it's really like.
I would not have necessarily said that a few days ago, but I will say this: if you think that the New Japan guys like the Sujis and the Uminos and the Uemuras are lackluster, and I think you could argue that Anzai's better than all of them.
Oh yeah, he is very easily.
If Anzai were to jump, he would be playing second fiddle to Aaron Wolf. Now.
Yes, yeah, no, now that's kind of blocked
with
off.
Aaron Wolf coming in, I do not see it being advantageous for Anzai to jump, unless they were to
same with Noah.
Anzai, the general. Yeah, exactly, because Noah's got all of their own guys now.
Yeah.
So it just makes the most sense to me of Anzai sitting tight in All Japan.
Yeah.
However,
he can probably grow it again.
As I said in my blurb that I wrote for the 30 under 30, Anzai's biggest problem is that All Japan does not push him enough.
Yeah, I feel like he should be Triple Crown champion. I think he should be the guy that takes it off of June.
Now, I'll preface this by saying I don't think they should quite push him as hard as they pushed Kento between 2016 and 2019, only because that will run out of steam too fast.
Yeah, and also Kento's still there.
Think about everything Kento did, and then remember the stop that Kento started. And reminder, Kento's still only 36.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, though, like the promotion is in a very different place. Like the reason they did that with Kento was because they literally had nobody else.
Yeah, exactly. But this man should have the Triple Crown again very soon. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He absolutely should have a Triple Crown reign.
Like they should run Kento versus Anzai at like the New Year's Eve show.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what that should be. So then we go to PWF World Junior Heavyweight title. Seki Yoshioka versus defeated Mr. Sato Naruki doing 1540 with the horizontal cradle to make a second defense. Paul, what did you think of this? Because I saw people that didn't like it. I saw people that loved it. I thought that it was good, but it still felt like they were going through the motions. Although it was cool because these guys can both move incredibly fast. The last 2 minutes were pretty good. But
yeah, I love the finishing sequence for sure.
But I don't think it all congealed into something great necessarily. What did you think?
No, I think that's really been kind of the thing with this like Yoshioka reign, right? Where I think it's a little disappointing because, but it's not that the matches are bad; they're just not great.
Early. Yeah, it's still too early. There's more coming.
It's still a bit too early for that, but still, like,
he might just drop this title to the Junior Battle of Glory winner.
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna like that. This is already one of the longest title reigns he's had, singles titles reigns.
Yeah, for sure.
So no, I thought it was a bit listless at the beginning. Like I just didn't really get what they were going for early on. Yeah. Like it just kind of felt, it very much felt like them just going through the motions. But then I really loved like the finishing sequence, which again was this like go, 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 go style, which both of them are really great. And like Doi probably is like one of the best guys ever at.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
He's like with this like classic like Dragon Gate, just like spot, like just kind of go nuts for like 5 minutes at the end. So I thought that was really good. It was just that like before that the match just didn't really have any meat on its bones at all.
Yeah. Then for the World Tag Team Championships, Kento Miyahara and Yuma Aoyagi defeated Madoka, Kakuta, and Kai in 1644 with the shutdown German suplex hold for Miyahara on Kai. Some things never change. I really like this, and I think it might have been my match of the show. I thought people thought some of it was a little too shtick heavy, but I kind of maybe was expecting that, and I thought, I don't know, I really liked it. What do you think?
Okay, well, I mean, I thought it was solid. I didn't think it was great. I think it was just kind of missing something for me to kind of push it to that next level. I thought everybody worked hard, though. I thought I think Kakuta is great. I thought Kai kind of held up, but to me, he was kind of noticeably like kind of a step slower than the other three. So I think that might be what kind of held it back for me as well, where just not really a Kai guy. So I thought it was really good. I just like, it's really hard for me to really like put it into words why I didn't like it. Didn't like it. I don't think I saw it at the same level as you did. It was overall worked very solidly. It just, I don't know, it just never really went to that next level for me that I kind of want out of a title match, especially if it involves like Kento and Yuma. Like I think I just have higher expectations for these two, and so I guess maybe that hurt the match for me a little bit as well. But I thought it was like, I was disappointed after it, but I thought it was a good match, if that makes sense.
It does, yeah. And then in the main event, for the Triple Crown, Jun Saito defeated Hideki Suzuki in 2052 with the dying light to make his 5th defense of the Triple Crown. Now, I don't know. I saw a lot of people like this. I liked it. I didn't think it was as good as their Champion Carnival match. And I was sort of, it was a little underwhelming to me up until the finishing sequence where they decided to just go what they should have been doing the whole time, slapping each other really hard and stuff like that. Again, it suffered from the Jun Saito's got to build up a traditional title match thing that was way less prevalent in the Champion Carnival. So I don't know. I mean, I guess technically it would have been one of the better matches in the reign, but I don't think I seem to have liked this as much as some other people. Paul, I think you liked it more than I did.
Yeah, I did. I guess, I mean, I kind of get where you're coming from with kind of that he wants to like build up a more traditional match, which I also agree. I think that really has been a big problem in this title reign, because I don't think generally he's really good at that.
Right.
But I think it kind of worked here, because I think Hideki is kind of a guy he can do that believably with, right? Because I think his problem as well is that he's so much bigger than everybody else. But like Hideki is a big boy. Like Hideki is like a really like big beefy boy as well. Like obviously not quite to the same level as Jun, but I feel like him being that tall, right? Like I think it like, and having like the better technical ability, I think that kind of makes that more believable why Jun would spend so much time kind of like selling for him.
Yeah.
So I think I think that's what helped me kind of buy in more into this more like traditional structure of like Jun kind of working from underneath a lot as well. And then I agree, like when they went into the finishing sequence and everything, and also when they just kind of just laid into each other really hard, that the whole thing just went to another level for me. So yeah, for me this was by far my favorite match of this entire reign. Like this is like the first time I was like, I can kind of see it with Jun, but like I'm like, I don't think it will happen anytime soon, unfortunately. But I at least I can see where like again, I think I said this on the last show, right? Where he's having bad Triple Crown matches because they're not bad matches, but they're just not at the same level of a Triple Crown match. Whereas this to me felt like a proper Triple Crown match for once.
Yeah, I felt a little closer to that, I would say. That's fair.
But overall, no, I'm still very much like, no, let's take the title off of the Big Oaf.
It's ready to end this.
I'm very ready to end this.
Well, after the match, Ryuki Honda came out and stole some treats. And then everyone's favorite 400, David Boy Smith Jr. And then Yuma Aoyagi also came out to challenge. And so what we're going to have, Paul, is at Korakuen Hall, or I think at Osaka, now because actually that wasn't in the thing that I had copied into the run sheet. I actually just copied the Junior Battle of Glory schedule. But I'm pretty sure at, the July 17th, maybe that's... No, July 17th, we've got Kento Miyahara and Yuma Aoyagi versus Hokuto Omori and Talos for the World Tag Team titles. Which I forgot to mention. Omori and Talos made the challenge. And that is going to be the main event of the July 17th show, which is the first night of Junior Battle of Glory. What do you think of that? As a card? That's interesting. It's on a Monday.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's a Thursday. It's weird. If you want my honest
It's definitely a weird
opinion.
one, yeah. I feel like, would this be like the first Korakuen in a while where they drop below 1,000?
It might be.
Right? Like that's not really a drawing like main event they have there.
No. Because
and again, it's so hard to say what's gonna happen because they have tell us to nothing.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. Several days later, on the 21st, in Osaka, Edion number 2, another Junior Battle of Glory block shows. But you've got Jun Saito versus Ryuki Honda and Yuma Aoyagi versus Davey Boy Smith Jr. I don't know why they just didn't run the tag title match there.
Yeah.
Unless they felt like they need to give Osaka a title match, which you probably should give them one a year, to be fair.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now I think, and I've said this in the VOW Discord, I think Honda versus Saito could actually be one of Saito's best one of June's best title matches.
Oh yeah, no, with Honda, like
Because
if he
I
just lays it in properly, yeah.
Yeah. Now, Paul, let's get to this next Triple Crown challenger. Who do you think it's going to be?
I'm afraid it's going to be Davy Boy.
Paul, can you believe that? Okay, but you know where this, I assume that the winner is going to get their title shot?
The final throw in Oda City.
Oda Ward Gym.
Yeah.
What the hell
He
kind of
can't
main
run.
event is?
Well, they ran with Davy Boy versus June as the main event for Yoyogi.
But doing it again at a venue bigger than Korakuen, not a good.
After the stinker they had last time, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Yuma though?
He already holds 2 belts.
I know, but as a challenger at least.
Yeah.
But then you know what is hold up. Oda Ward not the place where the finals of no? Okay, so the finals must be at Oda Ward.
Yeah, they are.
So I don't think
in the Oda City General Gymnasium.
Yeah. So that means no All Asia tag title match probably on that show in Oda Ward. So that technically could free up Yuma to either be a Triple Crown match or defend the world tag titles. I don't know. I just very bizarre booking, and I don't like it. It's what
no. It's what it also means that this reign is definitely going on longer as well.
Oh yeah, because you're getting repeat challengers. Whoever it is,
Honda, yeah.
Well, technically, Smith's not a repeat challenger, but you know what I mean. Same opponents.
Yeah.
So,
I do think Anzai is winning it back when he comes back, basically.
That's what they got. Anzai could win the Odo tournament.
Yeah.
In September.
Yeah.
Or is it August?
I think that's what it is.
Let me double check.
Have they even announced it yet?
Paul, I got some bad news for you. The 12th Kings Road tournament starts on August 24th.
So Anzai won't be in it then?
Yeah.
Okay, that's even weirder then.
Unless
they really have no idea what they're doing.
Unless, because there's 3 first round shows on the 24th, 30th, and 31st. So technically, they could hold off Anzai until the 31st, but that's not what they announced it, right?
No, yeah. Well, they said from the 1st until the 31st. Like they said from the 1st of July until the 31st.
Okay, so he could be back on the 31st then.
Technically, yeah. It would be weird though if they're like, oh, he's absent, and they announce him for the tournament.
When the tournament was like one day before they could have had him in, like right?
Yeah.
We'll have to see how that turns out then, I guess, when they announce and whatever. But I don't think it's guaranteed that he's in it. But I don't think he's not in it either. It's definitely a wait and see case.
Yeah. Because otherwise, I also have no idea who's going to win that tournament either.
Yeah.
Kento, maybe.
Otherwise. Yeah, this thin roster thing is really starting to crash up against the rocks here.
Yeah.
When you need your Sakamoto could help, but only you can only go so far too. Okay, so Junior Battle of Glory, real quick. Block A.
Just wait, just for I assume you didn't watch the Shinkiba show, the Hokutogun versus
I did watch the Shinkiba show, and I don't have much to say about the Shinkiba show because is what you think the Shinkiba show is. But strangely enough, I believe it was. You know what my match of the show was, Paul?
Because it's the same one I did probably, which is Aizawa #1 and Jack Kennedy versus Hikaru Sato and Fuminori Abe.
Yes, that was my match.
Yeah, because that was my match of the show. Like that was really good. Like I didn't go for, but I was like, this is the hardest I've ever seen Jack Kennedy and Aizawa #1 work. Definitely
the hardest I've ever seen Aizawa #1 work.
For sure.
Segatachi Bana in 330 with the neck hanging bomb. Fun, but again, short squash. Still don't know what Talos can. I mean, he hits the spots well. He's effective as a big man, but I want more. Hideki Suzuki, Kengo Mishima, and Yuko Miyamoto versus Aja Khan, Kuma, Rashi Takashi was what you think it was, because then it just devolved into them hitting each other because everybody brought out like the little metal trash can that Aja Khan or her team did.
Just hit each other with them,
hit with it, right? I wonder if Hideki's going to be challenging for the TV title.
Maybe.
Honestly, just letting Hideki with the TV title for like 3 years is actually not the worst idea.
Yeah.
And have him just defend against everybody, Anyway, and then Yuma Aoyagi versus Hokuto Omori. This was not their champion carnival match. It devolved into a no contest because everyone interfered.
That was such dog shit. I hated that match.
God, yes.
That was so bad.
Yeah. And then a battle royal, which nice little ending in Aja Kong won.
Also, an endless intermission.
An endless intermission that they decided to do after Aoyagi versus Omori.
Yes, and then we had a 16-minute battle royal, and then the show was over.
That Kong, because Aja Kong pinned Aoyagi and Hokuto Omori double pin.
Yeah. Great, cool, thanks.
Yeah. So if this was now look, the name of this this show was Shinkiba Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
So if this was the Ragnarok of the comedy stuff, I will accept that.
Should have called it Pop.
By the way, someone at All Japan really loves Norse mythology.
Yes. Well, it's Ashino.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean if this is it, then I'm okay with it, but it was not a good show.
No.
It really wasn't. But at the same time, it was kind of impressive that they drew 300 fans for.
I mean, to be fair, the crowd seemed like they had a good time. I will say that.
Of course,
it seems one of those things. Like if you're there, like I feel like if I had been there live, I actually would have enjoyed the show.
I could see that,
but it's a terrible experience to watch on a screen.
Like I don't think this is. I think the dryness of June's reign is more harmful to the business than the comedy stuff. Even if I
absolutely, yeah.
Right. I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So anyway, we'll see where the comedy stuff goes from there. The pop and light. So Block A, Junior Battle of Glory, Rising Hayato, Ryo Inoue, Hikaru Sato, Seigo Tachibana, and Seki Yoshio. Block B, Musashi, Dan Tamura, Atsuki Aoyagi, Fuminori Abe, and Mr. Saito Naruki. Paul, there is no dead weight in this tournament.
No. Which I mean, it's also good. Like in one way, I'm disappointed that there were no surprises in like the field, right? Like it's all like your own guys. And on the other hand, it's great that they managed to make a tournament with all of their own guys, and they're all good.
All of their own. Well, Abe a freak.
Yeah, but he's been working them regularly this year. You know.
Also, Paul, no more 10-minute time limit bullshit. This is all 30-minute.
Ooh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay, that actually raises my expectations for the tournament.
I mean, if they give them time, these guys put their working boots on. This could be the sleeper tournament of the year in Japan, really.
It actually could be, because I was going to go in and I was trying to basically like couch expectations for them because I was like, they're going to all be like short matches. But
I mean,
they actually get time now.
They could put together a tournament that the blocks stage is better than Best of the Super Junior.
Yeah.
Now,
I think definitely is fat here.
Judo final was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so they still have to compete with that.
Yeah.
As a whole tournament, they could exceed Best of the.
Like, there's no yo here. There's no show here. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I definitely think like this has potential now.
Who do you think's winning?
I mean, before he won the All Asia titles, I would have said Atsuki. Now I'm thinking Rising Hayato.
I agree. I think it's Hayato. Is it Atsuki versus Hayato? They're in the different blocks, right? Yeah. It's got to be Hayato Atsuki final, right?
I mean, it's the boring choice. It's also the correct choice.
It also, especially in the Oda Award, you need everything you get.
You need something else on top there. Yeah, exactly.
Or Jun Saito, which I still kind of think that probably is the main event. Oh God, you know.
Yeah, but if Atsuki's in the final there, that definitely rules out like Yuma defending the All Asia title.
Yeah. Paul, could you also see, given the way that this guy seems to be used now, that we get Yuma versus Jun and Yuma just beats him?
That would I don't like. On the one hand, I want this Jun reign to end. On the other hand, that would feel like
that's
a weird way to end it. If it's just back on Yuma, I mean, I guess you can do that, and then you do run like Kento versus Yuma.
It just feels like they would do that. That's how it felt when Yuma beat Anzai, or Yuma beat Yuma. Aoyagi beat Anzai.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's time to just put it back on Yuma Aoyagi with I don't know.
He wins it back at exactly the same time of the year again, and then he holds it.
Oh my
the same
God!
Amount of time again.
It's summer, so it's Summer of Yuma.
Wait, actually, you know what they actually could make the story is like, will Yuma actually make it to Yoyogi, right? Because it's basically like the last 2 years, like he has failed Like he was the champion and he failed to make it to Yoyogi as champion.
Right.
Because he gets beat by Nakajima and then he gets beat by June. Beat by Davey Boy, I mean, you know? So that actually would be a story. Where it's like, can you actually like make it to like the big show on New Year's Eve this time, which is the biggest show of the year? You know what? Now I've kind of talked myself into Yuma winning.
And then what? To drop it to Anzai or drop it to Kento?
Yeah, basically, he makes it there, but then loses the title there.
That's so fun. All right. We have been going quite a while, so that's your Battle of Glory. That's the upcoming All Japan shows. Paul, I don't think we're going to be back for a while because nobody's running shows until like the second half of July.
Yeah, that's always the thing in summer. Yeah, there's just this big empty space there now.
Well, we'll in a week or two, I'll take stock and see what's happened because we do have the DDT show.
We have the DDT show. Let's see maybe if something happened like in other places as well.
Big Japan, presumably. Although I think that's later. I don't think it.
Inamura defending.
Yeah.
Inamura potentially like having the title match.
So we'll see what happens, and we may appear just to do
Wrestle Magic. Gerard.
Oh, Wrestle Magic.
Forgot about Wrestle Magic.
Yeah.
That's your memorable that show.
I know. So yeah, there'll be something to do an episode in a week or two.
Yeah.
Anyway. But it'll be a quick one, I think, compared to this.
Yeah, not 3 hours like this one.
Yeah. So for Paul, I'm Gerard, and enjoy all the wrestling out there, and see you later. Bye.
Hello, do you like New Japan Pro Wrestling? Are you a Shin Nihon freak? If so, check out the Super J-Cast with Joel and Damon on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network.
And even if you fucking hate New Japan Pro Wrestling, listen to the Super J-Cast anyway. Not just for our great show reviews, analysis, and pastrami sandwiches, but there's also usually some dick jokes somewhere in the obligatory opening 30 minutes of absolute nonsense we chat about every single week. That's the Super J-Cast for all the best talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling, crisps, and pornography.